selection here from Vision Strikers as they aforementioned. They're going to be over on the left side of our screen, and already Stacks potentially showing us Sky. Has the hover coming through, as well as Glow lurking on a Brimstone. So this would be a major departure for Vision Strikers if they decide to go for this comp.
Yeah, guys, this would be huge. If you see any Reynas between these two teams as well, that's going to be wild. Sky, Yoru, I mean, any of these things is going to be very, very unusual. For NUTURN, it looks very stock standard. It looks very typical for what they like to do. And the only thing that could be different here is potentially Stacks was hovering over Sky there for a moment, thinking about it. They haven't locked it in, and if this is what they go for, I will say the unusual part here for Vision Strikers is, of course, no Jet, but RB does like to play Raze, and a Jetless team on Haven we've seen it before.
We have. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, there we go. Already the first departure. So Stacks, formerly just playing the Breach and then occasionally the Sage, as you aforementioned, will be picking up something new. Sky locked in. Question is now, do we get the Jet from RB, or does he just go straight up for the Raze?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see what they want to go with, and this is a map where, yeah, they're gonna go with it. RB is going to go with the Raze. King locks in the Killjoy. So there is Locky over there on Sova. So for NUTURN, this is pretty stock standard. For the most part, pretty normal stuff, what they like to go with. Just going to juggle around a few of the, I don't know how to say this, like the normal agents that they go with. But for the most part, it's pretty normal. Suggest pretty much loves to play Raze. He will switch it off to a few other things every once in a while. Of course, Allow is a fantastic Jet player, as we saw earlier on in our screen. He puts up fantastic numbers. Is a great entry fragger.
All right, well, already an immediate departure from the norm here from the side of Vision Strikers, who will be kicking things off on defense as we get ready to jump into Haven. Let's see how they pilot this new composition, or whether or not NUTURN is going to be able to pick up a map win here on their selection of Haven. Let's jump straight into the action. The first series of Masters is starting right now.
And to kick things off, as it will be for every map today, NUTURN on attack, Vision Strikers on the defender's side. So for Vision Strikers, going to be really curious to see how they're going to approach this. Typically, Vision Strikers in the past has been a team that likes to lurk, that likes to push out of long C or long A with either a Jet or their Sentinel. And we'll see if that's kind of how they're going to adjust to that. Not having that Jet for those quick maneuvers potentially could be quite fascinating to see what they do on the defender's side here. If they're really just kind of going to play back more than maybe they usually do.
Time will tell as we go ahead and get a general look here from the top down of the setup. Seems like we will just be having King set up here on B. Maybe just holding on to an additional Nano Swarm as well. So otherwise a 2-1-2 split. The main stack coming through right now from NUTURN over towards the A lobby. So maybe looking at a pistol round rush over onto that A site. We'll come down to RB and Stacks to try and defend it. So we'll get a quick little rotation available from King if that's going to be the call. So as the clock ticks down, let's go ahead and get things started and see who is going to be able to start things off on the right foot. We can anticipate that it's going to be NUTURN winning this pistol round, but we will just have to wait and see. Boombot will go ahead and clear down into short. Smoke comes out. And now it's going to be a lurk over into mid.
Yeah, it looked like a fake over to A, seeing if they could buy a little bit time to get the setup. Omen watching C, just seeing what's going on over there. Spike is wrapping back around. Lockyer going to send the Owl Drone in through garage. There is the alarm butt, so that's going to let them know that Suggest is there.
Yep, they clear that one out. The Paranoia cutting through the garage, manages to clip on the 3 players. That's going to delay any further push. Now they'll start making their way over to the site. They get a spot on one, but Zest instantly finds the headshot, taking down Suggest. A great blind, flies through, catches 2. King and Glow both get dropped. Stacks trades one back. Now pushing forward. Smoke's coming down. Spike will get planted. NUTURN here with a man advantage. Can they hold it out? It's looking good as RB will fall.
Well, Stacks, it's all up to him. And just in case you weren't sure, ooh, he clips Allow, but Allow, great tailwind to get out of there. All heading into C main here. Solo winding up. Fault line, it looks like. Stacks gonna let it go, and they're gonna use that. He's gonna not be able to get the defuse.
Yeah, can't get out of range. Just tries to just stick in there. But that will be to close out here on the round. So round one going the way of NUTURN. And, you know, for anybody who's watched the Vision Strikers series, which I'm sure the majority of you in the chat have.
They bad at pistol rounds.
They're very bad at pistol rounds. So this is not shocking.
Yeah, it's just been kind of, they fully admit it too. They just say, yeah, we're just bad at pistol rounds. We don't know why. And it is quite mind-boggling, to be frank with you. I mean, they pick up so much steam. They're so good after this. Coming in here as we look to kind of go on their eco round. They don't have, typically they aren't going to be a team that does something like and tries to grab a little bit, you know, some buckies or things like that in their eco round. And looks like pretty stock standard anti-eco for NUTURN. Allow. Push up through long 8 with the jet. They're going to catch somebody inside of there. Smoke's down. Entry is great.
Yeah, right around the side stacks, falling RB just shortly before. So already the attempted 3v5 retake here. So go ahead and get that UI popped up on your screen. King just throwing down the turret, trying to get a sense of where people are at, but they will be able to finish off first.
Yeah, there's a smoke coming down from the Omen here. Glow just kind of taking his time. They don't know, because of those 2 open frags on the site, that if anybody's been able to come through long A. And indeed, Lakia is here with the ghost. Oh no, Glow's gonna get him with a nice headshot.
Yeah, pushes around the corner. You had heard him dropped off the box there, so knew that Lakia was gonna be looking nearby. Does manage to find one. It's gonna be a decent pickup here for him. See if they can find anything else on the exits as pushes out. King still hovering up in heaven. Taking a couple pot shots, won't be able to find anything. Can go ahead and sacrifice himself to the spike. The rest of the team will be able to exit safely, and NUTURN kick things off 2-0.
It's an extremely successful anti-eco for NUTURN here. They only lose 1. Anytime you can lose, you know, 2 or less, that's a pretty successful one. And they get all 4 away with their guns, so going to be able to bank up that money. Very well executed by NUTURN on that push. The double entry frags, they get the information right away, and they don't hesitate. As soon as they know where someone is, smokes are down to cover their entry angles. They find good picks. And that's 2 down for Vision Strikers very, very quickly. But that's to be expected. To be frank, this one's played out pretty stock standard so far.
Something a bit worrisome here for the side of Vision Strikers is going to be that Solo is just 1 little ult charge away from having that Rolling Thunder online. Line pushed out, clearing. Out A long. As the drone goes forward, we'll just get the finish on it. Here does RB, just absorbing the dart. We'll send out the boom bot. So we do have multiple people starting to progress through short. Aftershock clearing the box. We'll force a drop down as the blinds are ready to go. Flashpoint goes out, nades to fly. Push around the corner, RB unable to get it. Stacks will fall as well. Manages to trade 1 back, but still going to be man advantage now for NUTURN. As they will pull the spike back down into short. Looks like maybe thinking about rerouting, or at least delaying for this wraparound in B to happen.
Yeah, it's a good attempt at the double peek by Vision Strikers there. They have a pretty good timing on it, just better shooting from NUTURN on that go-around. Spike's still stuck down there in short A. Harry just gonna not do anything, just faking it with that teleport there, seeing if they can get somebody to bite out of B. And right now, there's nobody in there. There's just a nano swarm on the ground from the Killjoy. The last 2.
Oh, the lurk.
But Glow!
There's 1. Goes ahead, pulls back away, just throwing down a dark cover. Gets himself repositioned, still looking over towards mid. Now the dark cover going to be thrown out here onto the A site, up in heaven. That should be the call, but this is going to be the play spot. King looking for the shot, unable to line it up. Allow will manage to strike him down. With 10 seconds remaining on the clock, Allow will find a second. The spike will get planted. And now it all comes down to Glow, but he's got a gun recovered, so could just go ahead and hold on to this.
Yeah, for Glow, there's no reason to get too crazy on this one, and he's going to walk by that nano swarm. Shouldn't be a problem, though. And there's not going to be any way that they have any idea he is there. The rest of NUTURN just going to set up their crossfires very efficiently. Heaven corner, of course, long 8. So Glow, though, he's looking for some kind of exit frag here.
Yeah, starting to just inch around. 2 members have been tagged up. 40 HP on Suggest, 66 on Allow. Perry, however, full health, so Glow just going to be lurking into the back. And you can see they're all just going to be exiting together, back through short and long. So will not cross paths with the veteran player on the side of Vision Strikers. So will just be a 3rd round pickup here as the spike erupts for NUTURN.
Yeah, a tough one there for the Vision Strikers. They're at least able to keep the Phantom in the hands of Glow, but the rest of them going to lose guns and money. So coming up here, going to be curious to see what the buys are going to look like for Vision Strikers. And they have, you know, a little bit of money, so maybe some sheriffs are going to go in the hands of some of the players who weren't able to keep guns. Of course, Glow gonna maintain the Phantom. You even have a Frenzy coming through for Zest there. A lot of half armors. And RBs just look like, I think RB is probably potentially saving up for an op. Potentially. He does like to op. Maybe on Raze, I'm not too sure. We usually almost always see him on Jet, so it's kind of a little unusual. But I'm curious to see what his thinking is with just a full save there.
Pushing through forward, it's going to be a bit of aggression being shown here by Vision Strikers. Glow makes his way into window, is backed up right now by Zest. King lurking over towards the garage doors. Haven't located anyone yet, but pushing on the corner. Glow finds one, instantly spots another. It's going to be the paranoia. Lunged forward. Zest in the meantime, great little repeat on the side. Gets that flank onto Solo, who wasn't really anticipating somebody to be that far forward. Now that's the spike down. All of Vision Strikers start to collapse over towards the attacker's spawn. And they have a great dark cover that forces NUTURN to have to move through it if they want to recover this spawn.
Yeah, you got the Killjoy waiting in the garage if they try to come through that way. You can see some pings coming down, smokes as well, trying to block off these members of Vision Strikers that have gotten into the spawn area of NUTURN.
And this is a great hold. It's going to take quite a lot for the side of NUTURN to try and break through this defensive hold. But maybe suggest on this deep lurk around through B can be the one to go ahead and break down the barriers.
All right, they're buying a little more time. Both teams using a lot of smokes to kind of obscure the vision. There goes the guiding light out in front. There was a smoke there, nobody to play off it. Glow getting another one onto Suggest.
And that was their best option right there, but Suggest gets struck down. Very finding one, but there's the thrifty victory here for the side of Vision Strikers as they get themselves on the board. 3-1, NUTURN still leading.
I mean, you gotta love this from Vision Strikers, sneaking their way in through the mid window, getting deep into the territory of NUTURN. NUTURN none the wiser. They were pretty well stacked up over at Long C, and there was just a turret there from the Killjoy kind of watching it. Maybe it got a shot or two off and kind of revealed the location as well and gave Vision Strikers a little more confidence to push through there. It helps when Glow and Zest pick up 2 opening kills as well. And then you know the spike there, so that's really the bigger deal, of course.
RB pulls back, avoids the fault line. It's going to be a 5-man stack here from the side of NUTURN as the drones will push forward. RB showing himself for a moment, doesn't receive the dart. Blade Storm out from Allow. Getting ready to move into the site. It's going to be a very swift execution when they decide to pull the trigger on this. Let's see if the 3 members from Vision Strikers are going to be able to hold them back. Rolling Thunder going to come crashing through. Stacks is the first to fall. Allow trying to land the daggers, but King is there, managed to find one. But then will get struck down from the flank. Suggest taking his head off. Zest eliminated as well, back over by a main, and it all comes down to Glow yet again. A great little turnaround here from NUTURN after losing out on the thrifty. Glow is not ready for it. It does fall, and NUTURN take another step towards victory.
Yeah, this time Lakia's learning from previous mistakes there. He knows that somebody's going to be coming through A, and he assumes, especially since it's Glow once again, as that trailing member, as Glow likes to do. Glow has been consistently getting deep into the back lines of NUTURN, but this time it's a little bit too slow. A fantastic Rolling Thunder catches so many members of Vision Strikers. So this is kind of NUTURN using the information that Vision Strikers got against them. Vision Strikers sent out the Trailblazer and some guiding lights into short A. They got the information that NUTURN's in there. In response, NUTURN keeps pushing. They aren't afraid. They Rolling Thunder, waiting a bit for the Vision Strikers' potential reinforcements to come through, getting as much value as they can out of that. Then they push in. Fantastic round by the NUTURN team.
Yeah, really, really good. And they continue to get these turnarounds. You know, when Vision Strikers actually get the rifles into their hands, now forcing them to have to try to go for a back-to-back rifle round. And if they lose out here, economy is not going to be looking very good for the Vision Strikers. Let's see what the play is going to be. Spike for now, just going to be dropped in a neutral position here, just outside of mid. It's going to be a heavy stack over towards C at the moment, and that's going to potentially work out for Vision Strikers as we see several members from the side of NUTURN who are inched forward here at C long. Drone will spot one. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury coming through. He's looking for the lineup. Doesn't manage to find it. Glow pushes the corner, but Suggest is there, as well as Allow. Puts quite a bit of damage here onto the Jet, taking him down to 20 HP. Suggest gets his way into the back site with the rocket, taking down King. Zest playing the corner, manages to find 2, but can he continue to hold this off? Has been spotted by the recon dart. They'll start to make their way forward onto the site. Stacks playing the corner. First one to fall. Great stun comes out on his ass instantly, but RB is there to scoop up the remaining pieces, and now it's just Solo versus RB. But the health advantage very much on the side of NUTURN.
Man, oh man, great counter punches by both of these teams. But who's going to come through with the clutch? VISIONSTRIKERS really needs to get this turned around. They're already on the back foot quite a bit economically and in the round scores.
But spots them out. There you have it. Great little peek there from RB. Huge clutch coming in from him. 3 rounds, I believe, on the round as well. 3 kills on the round, I should say.
It doesn't matter what agent he has. He's just absolutely insane. I mean, so this is a great move here by NUTURN in the beginning, right? The Owl drone comes over. They shoot it with the Omen to hide behind the corner. And VISIONSTRIKERS has no idea. So then Glow pushes out into long C, thinking he has a pretty decent lurk there. Maybe it's just a one-on-one. In fact, it's not. It's like a 3-on-1. Yeah. NUTURN takes that, but it's a quick reaction again here from VISIONSTRIKERS.
A good rerouting immediately from RB, acknowledging that he doesn't want to stay in the back of sight. That's exactly where Solo was kind of anticipating him to be. He comes out from Garage, manages to get that kill, gets the round victory. So still down by 2 are VISIONSTRIKERS, but a little bit of wind in their sails now. Still have to play against a fully rifled up group of NUTURN players, however. Dart forward, not quite where you wanted that one to connect by the look of it, but King lurking in the back will throw down the Nano Swarms, delaying the spike plant for just a little bit longer. Now pushes out around the corner, manages to find Solo. Allow going to be taken down by Zest, who rejoins in over from the A-Link side. Everybody now from VISIONSTRIKERS collapsing onto B, where the spike is currently dropped on the corner.
Yeah, this is tough now for NUTURN with that spike down. It's going to be really, really difficult. They're going to throw some smokes in, going to throw the blast pack, trying to open some space to get to this spike, but VISIONSTRIKERS very, very sturdy, not allowing any push just yet.
Yeah, Zest taking a little bit of damage from the blast pack, but he's just going to be shrugging that one off. A great shock dart does connect in onto Stacks, chunking him out just slightly, but it's not nearly enough to actually displace him, so he'll just continue to play this forward corner. Glow trying to lurk his way in from behind, does get caught off guard by Perry. He's got a successful lurk of his own. Stacks is back up on top of the box. Paranoia going to be used as he tries to rejoin the rest of his squad.
Yeah, this is going to be an awful corner check here for NUTURN. They got to go both ways at the same time. Crisscross, see if they can get through. Stacks on one side is going to be traded there. Zest going to pick up Suggest, though. A great setup for VISIONSTRIKERS.
Yep, and Perry, they know that he was playing off-site. They know that he's not going to be super up close. And he'll just have to go ahead and pull back, hold on to his gun as the clock will tick down. VISIONSTRIKERS starting to crawl their way back into this game. Now 3-4. Still at a disadvantage, but getting closer and closer, nipping at the heels of NUTURN.
Yeah, it's smart there by Perry. Just save the gun, wait for the next round, and try to regroup. It's just an attempted B push that doesn't fool VISIONSTRIKERS at all, with Stacks in there as well with that Sky. That's a lot of flashes. That's a lot of utility that can slow up NUTURN and get them blinded and get some of those easy picks onto them. A good turnaround here from VISIONSTRIKERS. We knew this one was going to be bloody. Back and forth, back and forth. I gotta say, I like our Trivial Pursuit ult counters here on the side, putting the little chits in as we build it up. I really like those.
Hey, you say that, I think of Mario.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Mario
fair enough.
HP
That's
bars
way more nerdy, I think. Is it?
Well, it's been holding it up for a little while here, but RB, showstopper in hand, a little bit of damage pushed over, and oh man, the hawkshot comes out. They do not manage to get the kill instantly, but they will follow up. Stacks taken down. RB just lobbing the rocket forward. Will get rid of Suggest. So a 1-for-1 exchange, but now the blinds taken away from the side of VISIONSTRIKERS. Have to rely on Glow with the Paranoia. They lose out on King as well. So 3v2. With the spike getting rotated all the way over towards the C site. You can see the 2 remaining members of VISIONSTRIKERS currently lurking over at A, where Perry is just going to be looking to keep them busy, potentially.
Yeah, it's a great adjustment here by Lakia, recognizing that most of VISIONSTRIKERS was going to be over at A with how deep in the paint they had actually gotten. You can see one member of NUTURN actually died in the back corner of A, so that gives them a lot of information. They know a lot of that VISIONSTRIKERS is pretty deep into A as well, so that gives them the good opportunity to roam around and look.
Let's see who can strike first. Headshots there. Great intro Tink. Follows up for a second shot. Solo will take down Zest. Now it all comes down to Glow, and Perry has been on this very deep lurk ever since he was back over at the A site in Hell. Lakia is going to be lobbing in the shock darts. They find him as they push the corner. NUTURN take another round, keeping themselves just barely ahead of VISIONSTRIKERS by 2.
And Solo doing a wonderful job on this as the Breach. NUTURN just seems to have great placement, great utilization of their breaches. Just like when we see Stacks play breach for Vision Strikers, they're always getting in good spots with their utility. They're covering their teammates well. They're kind of playing that, okay, if you take our teammate, well, I'm there to trade, and then sometimes he can step up on his own as well. And yeah, that lurk by Perry there, just in case. It's really smart, top to bottom from NUTURN. A great adjustment after that failed entry into A.
Hawk again forward over towards A lobby. No one forward pushed, however. Another Rolling Thunder on board here, or on line for Solo. Locky as well with the Hunter's Fury, just waiting for a lockdown from King.
Solo's, wow, he's really getting deep towards B.
With the spike
yeah,
as well.
Exactly what I was thinking. That's pretty wild here. King's going to see the Boombot drive around a bit, and they have set up a pretty interesting crossfire, but that guiding light's going to send them back just a little bit. And of course, when it makes that noise, you know you landed it onto somebody.
Trailblazer just to search up through A. So they all rotate back around here. RB holding the angle, watching at long.
That's all that.
Yep. Should know that they are going to be there. Yep, and as he pushes out just with the classic in hand, will fall. Flash is now coming through, clearing the back of sight. That's going to be the tailwind forward from Allow, but it gets greeted by a headshot from Stacks. A great little shutdown there with the Sheriff, but will not be able to recover a gun to try and turn the tides of this defense. That being said, he can just continue to line up their heads. Solo also going to get dropped.
Wow. This is so good. Vision Striker still in a great chance on this retake with a 4v3, and around the corner, they'll parry, ready for Zest, and Zest not even looking at him. Seekers are out, trying to get this retake started. Yeah,
lockdown going to be destroyed there by the Hunter's Fury. Vision Striker is currently holding the site, but now they need to get the defuse. Paranoia comes in, so just met by one as well. To the corner, Glow having swapped guns with Stacks, has the Sheriff in hand, manages to take down the enemy Rays, but the shock darts are getting lobbed in. It's enough to finish him off. Glow's the last one to fall, and NUTURN take another round.
Yeah, it's a great patience from Lakia. He's had that Hunter's Fury for quite some time, waiting for the right moment, and that is a huge one, countering that lockdown as we see oh so often with Killjoys. You gotta be super careful. You gotta really know when's a good time to use it, when's not. And you're kind of forced to use it in this situation. You have an opportunity for a good retake with a 4v3. You gotta go for it there. If you're Vision Strikers, you gotta try to get that win because you saved that round. And if you get a thrifty there, that's huge.
Exactly. I mean, it's still a fantastic. You go for them no matter what. I like the little minor adjustment, actually. Only noticed it because of the new UI that we're running. Stacks, after getting those first 2 kills with the Sheriff, says, okay, now you take this Glow, so chucked it over to him. RB, with the Rays, will be going for the Operator, all the same. So
I was wondering.
That in hand now.
I figured it would be about time for him.
It's much later than he would have liked, but Glow's spraying through, manages to find Suggest. Catching him over there at the mid-entrance for the attackers. Great little pickup. So already starting a man down, sprayed through the wall. Also gets some shots flying through there. Solo with 38 HP. Can make things a bit tougher for him.
Gonna see that for sure. That's definitely gonna get information. That forces the tailwind out of the jet too, so that's a really useful owl drone right there.
Especially since he's got the Blade Storm running right now, so cannot go for any kind of flashy entry onto a site now.
Exactly. Makes it a lot tougher, but that helps. Perry catches Zest lurking.
Perry's lurks have just been phenomenal. I mean, he was the one that we were singing praises of when these guys did first meet in the week 1 qualifier. Glow just going to be doing a little jiggle around the corner, manages to spot out 2. Flash is coming through. He's going to lay down some cover. Paranoia as well. Nano Swarm to cut them off, and that forces them back. And this is the clock very much getting run down now for NUTURN. 15 seconds remaining. The spike currently getting pushed forward here by Solo. As Stacks waits in the wings. Oh, he looks away at a crucial moment. Now the spike can be rushed into B.
Yeah, the reinforcements were called just as he was looking away. Glow's gonna get his 3rd kill of the round. Spike is here on B. Let's see if NUTURN can keep this under wraps, because RB's on the flank.
Let's get forced back. Chokes out the paint shells. Lockheed just waiting behind the box. Still does take quite a bit of damage. Seems like maybe he thought he was gonna be safe there, so it does get chunked out to 86. So 2v3, but with Solo as low as he is, this could be a bit challenging. The Rolling Thunder gonna come crashing through. That'll force them off the spike, at least for the moment. Days out onto Glow, but Lakia having fallen. It'd be a miracle now for Solo to try to turn this one around. Push on the corner, Glow's got it. 4 kills in the round. Spike will get defused. It is now 6-4. 2 more rounds to go in the half.
That was a crazy bait there that the NUTURN set up onto C. I mean, it really had Vision Strikers, you know, that sold that it was going to be there. I mean, Glow's doing such a fantastic job here over on the C side, though. A great pick by Perry, but then Allow comes up, gets one, and then it's the Glow show. Headshots galore. That guy gets it done with the Phantom. I mean, this is just great movement by him. Great setup on that angle onto C. Really just, you know, he's buying times with the smokes. There's a lot that he's doing there behind that box. He throws his paranoia, steps over to the side.
Oh, man, RB finds one. Thought he was going to have the collat. Does not, but it just does fall to 3 HP. So very damn close to making it happen, but already. That is just basically the nails in the coffin here for the round. Blind will come out. He still takes the shot, takes a little bit of damage, but gets the clip through onto Solo, knocking him down to 44. And we can see this is why he goes for the raise. He can get those blast pack forwards, get himself set up early. Made up over the top, puts quite a bit of damage down, takes out Lakia. Do we see the ace already? It's just Allow left.
Oh, this is what you want to see. He's gonna have a showstopper as well.
Unbelievable from RB.
Oh.
Now just waiting. He is completely surrounded. There's nothing left to do. Just give it to him. They do. RB with an ace here in round number 11. Puts it on the board.
I mean, just magnificent from RB. Gets down in the short A with the op, like you said. Almost gets the collateral. Just fantastic paint shells, buying a lot of time, just sidestepping the breach fault line perfectly. Oh, just fantastic. Then sees him coming out of log, steps down off the box. I mean, he blast packs himself up there just in case. Doesn't matter, doesn't need to. So good. So good.
Fantastic setup. Getting the reset as well. Now will just be holding this down. And they say, you know what? RB's been playing A this entire time. He hasn't really been shaking it up. Let's completely ignore the A lobby, at least off the bat. We know he's got that operator. He's going to be going for these setups. So they all get ready to move up potentially here into C long. We'll spot 2 with the drone. Don't get the dart tags, however. But it's decent vision.
Yeah, you might have seen the Hunter's Fury come out there. If he had gotten that, if Zest had gotten that dart in, he might have given it a go. Instead, that does allow Glow to move up into Cubby, but that's pretty typical. I wouldn't be too surprised if this doesn't fool NUTURN too much. Maybe there'll be a smoke that comes out, Suggest comes around the corner with that Judge and is ready for Glow. But you never know, Glow can hold this angle just as well as anybody. I mean, we saw Perry pick up that 4-piece earlier.
Well, the dark cover comes out, so he's going to be anticipating somebody to move up this corner pretty soon here. Recon Bolt also spots 1. Moving forward. Oh! Suggest has to do the double take. He actually wasn't really anticipating it. So there's just going to be the lurk kill coming through for Glow. Question is, does he want to try to reposition? Could try to go for a TP fake to make Perry think that he is relocated. Seems like he'll just go ahead and pull back naturally as they start getting word that the rest of members from NUTURN have relocated. Lakia moving forward up through garage. Catches Zest, takes him down. Allow finds Glow as well. King in the back sight will fall. And now it is a great advantage here for the side of NUTURN. 2v4 for Vision Strikers to try to tie us up in the half. Stacks dropped, finds a second one. Flash out around the corner, redraws his weapon. Will manage to find Lakia, and Stacks is absolutely huge. Gets 4 in the round to tie us up 6-6.
I mean, that, for all intents and purposes, should have been NUTURN's round. Vision Strikers is coming in one at a time to see. But no, it's Stacks who goes absolutely ham. Taking 4 there, what a guiding light around the corner. Steps up, finishes off Lakia, turns, gets the 4-piece. Whew!
What an unbelievable first half here in the map. 6-6. As we will give these players a breather. God knows they absolutely need it. Such a strong start from NUTURN. Putting multiple rounds on the board. Vision Strikers barely managing to fight back, but then as soon as they got their stride, they absolutely took off, brought it back, keep us tied up as they now get ready to go on the attack.
Well, I mean, this is as good as you could have asked for. Both of these teams love this map.
Yeah.
This is their favorite map. Both of them, this is it. And you can see why. They both are playing fantastically on this. We've seen some crazy huge rounds. I mean, an ace from RB, that 4-piece from Stacks to finish this one out. Oh!
Yeah, back to back. gorgeous rounds from Vision Strikers when it looked like they were down and out in that last one there. I mean, the 2v4 retake, it was 1v4. It was just HASTAGS came in and said, oh, you know what? Seaside belongs to me. Snatches it right out from beneath them. I hope you guys are getting the clips because there's a lot that needs to be shared.
And I mean, that again, that NUTURN plays this great. They come into Garage, they have a great readjustment. Nobody on Vision Strikers has any idea until Zest walks into it and gets just yeeted into the lobby. And so then they push in there. They have a great push. They pick up a couple more on Vision Strikers as they're stepping in because Vision Strikers is coming in one at a time. Their adjustment to the movement there is sloppy. They're not coming in at the timings are bad. Instead of coming in together, it's again one at a time. So that really makes things fall apart pretty quickly for them until Stax just goes absolutely insane. This is why we talk about Stax as being one of the best in the business with these flashers.
All right, well now NUTURN here on the defense. Fault line does go out. Let's see what Vision Strikers like to do. These guys have the timings down when it comes down to every single map. They know how long it takes for them to rotate from one site to another, so they will play with time, unlike most other teams. Great push in here from Lockett, however, on the back of Perry's paranoia. Manages to find RB. Push out the door. It will find another, now a third, before Stax and Zest are able to trade back two. So now at a disadvantage here. It's looking like another pistol round victory for NUTURN, unless Zest and Glow can click some heads.
Well, nobody's over in A right now, so they have an opportunity to get in there. Of course, they have to be extremely careful. They have no idea. They have no information on what's going over there. So, the recon dart has already been used, so you got to wait for that. You do have a couple shock darts, but again, no owl drone either. So information is going to be lacking. Oh, Alau's going to get one.
Yeah,
last one.
To find it, and Solo will go ahead and get the last one. So Pistol yet again goes the way of NUTURN, 7-6 to start off the second half.
Yeah, they just, I mean, it's not just a meme, it's true. Vision Strikers just can't seem to find success in these pistol rounds, and it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really affect them. They always bounce back. I mean, we saw this, even though they lost the anti-eco last time and then lost the first rifle round, they got a thrifty right after. So these guys, extremely tenacious, extremely smart. They come up with great ideas. Again, you got to give so much credit to Glow. Such a smart play caller as time goes on, but he's getting some help today from some huge plays from RB and Stax.
Fault line forward from Solo, just trying to keep everybody out of short. Vision Strikers, they don't usually play forward. It's very rare that we see a rush from these guys.
Almost
like to
never.
gain as much information as possible and slowly take over territory. Kind of like playing an RTS is how they play this. Warcraft 3, they advance through the fog of war. So that right there is a good little secure. Zest taking out Solo.
Just
puts one up over at A, but there's still going to be two more. Flag comes out on the lock, pulls back.
StarCraft is popular here. Oh no, Alau's going to get one, has a tailwind back. He's going to get two, and Lockyer gets a third.
Can he get three? No, he cannot. King will strike him down, but that is going to be the damage dealt. King and Zest with almost no HP between them. Now left is the only two members alive. A huge little turnaround there. Allow doing some serious damage before he gets eliminated.
Man, oh man, Vision Strikers is so smart. They're putting themselves in really awkward positions where, I mean, just nobody's ready for it. But then the counter turn from NUTURN this time is doing the same thing to them. Both of these teams are so darn smart. You can see here why NUTURN is flexible.
All right,
they're moving kind of back into interesting positions.
Yeah, but they do leave B unoccupied. It's going to be the long wraparound up through the attacker's spawn area here from Perry. You can see they're not actually opting in for B. Now will do so as they get revealed. Nades come out. Zest does not pull off of that fast enough. Wanted to get the spike down, is unable to do so. So Just finds two, as NUTURN will be 2 up now, 8-6.
I mean, this is so huge for NUTURN. A lot of money going to be able to be put in the bank after that one. So we get ready to see what the Vision Strikers have in store. It's going to be the buy round this time for them. And the money's going to get spent. And the rifles are going to be taken. And, it's kind of interesting to see which ones they prefer. Look at this from Allow. Look at that tailwind. So good in the adjustment to get the headshot with that frenzy.
Yep, just a great little peek there from Suggest. Spots out the Sova. Forces him to kind of panic, go for the plant. Makes him a very easy takedown from the nades. It's a good start from NUTURN. They need to keep the pressure up. Reminder that this is their map pick. And the next one is Icebox. So you absolutely want to be able to close out Haven. Because if you need to take down Vision Strikers on Icebox to force us into a game 3, then That is just such a
good luck.
Just a stark position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it just nobody else plays it. Vision Strikers is kind of taking that advice that we've seen that, you know, get good at Icebox and then you kind of put your opponents into bad positions with their map picks and bans. So they're going to put out a bunch of flashes. Nobody's here just yet. Smokes around both of the doors, the entry into C, so it's going to be a free plant. So the retake is going to be quite fascinating here from NUTURN. How are they going to get it done?
Yeah, we'll just be planted for long. Everybody going to be pulling back. There is this operator in the hands of Allow, so can fight back against them at this long range distance here. Seems like maybe Stacks and Glow are going to go on a little bit of a lurk mission through Garage, as it has been swapped over, so Solo taking the operator into his hands, giving his Phantom over to Allow so he can play forward with the Jet.
He's got to be careful, though.
And he does. Stacks manages to find one. Nanoswarm comes out. Zest just going to be holding the angle, waiting for the shock darts. Lets one fly. Second one does come out. Recon bolt up over the top, and they will just continue to spray them down one after the other. There is the push forward into the garage for the final kill as Perry will get dropped. And this time, NUTURN are not going to be able to win the first rifle round. Vision Strikers do take it.
Yeah, it's a textbook C plan here. Once you get it for free, you plant for long, you fall back, you make sure Garage is covered, and Solo went down pretty quick with that operator. Stacks gets him. Now there is a trade, but at the end of the day, Vision Strikers is able to clear out Garage, keep things in their hands, and it's really smart. If you know there's an operator, then you don't want to be peeking that long haul from the alley coming from a defender's side. Yeah. It's really, really nicely done here by Vision Strikers.
Fantastically done. And I also, can really appreciate everybody not shooting in the same location. Oh man, Allow pulls out the Blade Storm, is looking for an early pick, but Glow rather, just sitting up on top of the box, will go ahead and strike him down.
I think Glow knew that something like that. He knew the ult was online. He sensed that Allow might try to come through there with something like that.
I mean, if you're going to force a Blade Storm forward, go that aggressive on defense, it's pretty much always going to come out of C-Long.
Exactly.
Very rarely will you see a push like that happen up towards the lobby.
Yeah, maybe A-Long, but it's not as common.
Too many of the angles to worry about over at the A site. Speaking of which, it's going to be a bit worrisome now for Lakia, who will pull back, get himself situated up in heaven, which has not been cut off by any dark cover here for the moment. The nade does buy enough time for them to move forward, then the dark cover comes in. Perfectly timing these together as the trackers are also let loose by Stacks. Shock dart out, does land on the spike, but there's no one there to receive the hit.
I like the way they're using Sky with Stacks, getting a lot of information to make their pushes.
Now, how do you retake this? Man disadvantage. Flash is still flying. That will now just expire. Start moving forward again. Lakia does have this Hunter's Fury available if he could get some information, but now the paranoia comes through, continuing to force them back. Last pack's lopped in. RB checking heaven, doesn't spot anything. King mows down one. Lakia does get dropped. Suggests with the Sheriff will manage to take out Glow. And there's going to be the retreat from Perry. He's pulling all the way back to stay safe as Vision Strikers will go ahead, take another round. He's keeping us so very tight-knit, 8-8. Do we just get overtime in the first map?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm definitely down for it. I mean, nothing would be better to kick this event off than to have that overtime at the end. And this is so smart by Vision Strikers. You get that early pick onto I mean, Glow, I feel like Glow had to have had the read here because he gets on top of that box with that TP right at the beginning of the round, right out the gate.
Yep.
So to me, that instantly signals that he knows that there's a really good chance that Allow is going to try it, so they've done their homework. Then they go right back over to A, and there's just never really much of a setup, much of an opportunity because of the information that Stacks can get and some of those flashes and other things. Just buys a ton of time. Fantastic job by Vision Strikers.
Well, now it's Glow who's looking to get a little bit aggressive over here at C-Long. Does take a couple of shots, though, from Perry. Suggests in the meantime, off screen, getting absolutely wrecked in the garage. 22 health remaining for the Raze player of NUTURN.
Hold those. It looks like they might be backing off. Just checking to see if maybe somebody can get a pick in a short A, catch somebody getting a little over-aggressive there. But this is going to allow Lakia now to get through in towards mid.
Josh is flying. They spot one here in lobby. It's going to be RB. Manages to find one. Allow kind of botching the tailwind out, but it doesn't matter. Goes for the re-peek and will find King. So what was a 1-for-1 turns into a nice little advantage here for NUTURN. He's thinking about going for a third as well. There's Stacks, he lines it up. Allow looking huge. Cloudburst down. Paranoia will come through as Glow will fall. Great wrap around here from the two other members on the side of NUTURN. As this now has to try to recover this spike, and Allow is ready for this angle of approach. And there you go. Those get finished off as NUTURN. They take another round win. Keeping their heads above the water right now. You can see the cheeky little smiles on their faces as well at the end play there.
Well, it's so nicely done here by Allow. He buys so much time, and he recovers from that failed tailwind so nicely. He expects someone to come in, because with the tailwind, you're thinking, okay, he's gone all the way back up the ramp into A here, right there. But no, he actually sticks around, catches King sleeping a little bit. Stacks is ready for him, just outshoots him. That's 3 kills. You know, you've got Lakia already lurking all the way into mid. Huge, nicely done. Whoa.
Okay, well, explosive start there over at C Long. A 1-for-1, but then Stacks taken down as well here at A lobby. So again, great advantage for NUTURN to kick things off with. Zest droning forward, doesn't manage to make it around that corner to spot out Allow as Solo, he's just playing it patiently. Tries to steal the kill in the end, but it doesn't matter. Goes for the repeat, finds Glow, spike down, flash out. Sees RB the last one standing. RB will manage to take down Allow, only taking a slight little bit of damage in the exchange. Now rotates over into window, drops out, clears this angle, and has to push back. But is he going to be ready for Lakia? Waiting, he is not. Headshot is there. It's another swift round victory here for NUTURN.
Yeah, these are huge moves by Lakia, getting deep into the back lines of Vision Strikers to really secure wins and also keep a little extra money in the bank, because if he's not there, you know, you never know. Maybe RB comes around the corner, takes out Solo. Solo's position is revealed because you can see the cracks through the wall. He knows that the breach is in there, and that gives him a good opportunity to at least win that duel. Instead, Lakia is there. And again, the reason that's big, it seems like, oh, he just gets in the flank, it's an easy kill, but because he's able to do it, saves money potentially for his team.
Allow now. Holding here at C Long. They get the spot. I think Glow should have been able to register that there's an operator in Allow's hands. So we'll be calling for the, don't peek there. Goes out with the Paranoia. RB has made his way here into the garage. Boombot does get taken down. So just the first one to fall. Allow can't recover with the knives. Does get eliminated by King. Now Parry gone. And it's, Vision Strikers in one of these rare moments where they say, okay, pick up the pace. Very rare miss there from Glow. An absolute botch on the shots. Had the jump on Solo, but cannot strike first. And now there's potential for a comeback here in the round. Zed's still going to be full HP, full armor. But RB only has 4 health to his name. Shock Dart starting to lob in. Hunter's Fury is available. RB has dropped. Showstopper not going to be able to find a damn thing. Recon Bolt coming out. Fault line going to be dodged. Zest. Can he hold them off? Hunter's Fury does come through. Gets the kill onto one. The rush thought about there from Lakia, but decides to delay. And now Zest knows that he has to peek here. Gets it to half. The operator's in his hands. Can he get the kill? He can. Vision Strikers almost let that one slip through the cracks, but the clutch will come through, and they stay within touching distance of NUTURN.
Yeah, it's really nice change of pace by Vision Strikers, and also recognizing that they have an opportunity to get that operator taken out of the hands of Allow. Allow tries his best with those knives, whiffs a bit. That gives King an opportunity. I mean, Solo's doing a fantastic job. That's great crosshair placement from him. Both of these teams have just insanely good crosshair placement, but Vision Strikers gets into garage very quickly after recognizing that Allow is there. They throw some smokes to kind of, fake that maybe they're pushing up in one direction. They come from the other side very quickly. It's not entirely, it doesn't catch Allow completely off guard, as you can see with the knives, but it was good enough and strong enough that they're able to get the win. Great hold at the end as well by Zest. A fantastic job with his Hunter Furies. Very patient. He doesn't overcommit with them. You see a lot of players sometimes just go for all 3 Hunter's Furies right away. You can hold on to them. You can buy time. All right, well, you can see again, Stacks is doing a really good job with these Trailblazers. It's like a owl drone almost, basically. And you can
faster moving one.
Yeah, exactly. That's almost scarier than, it's much scarier than an owl drone. An owl drone can't shoot you. Well, the dart, but that doesn't hurt.
Oh man, imagine if it could shoot you.
Ugh.
A little dog.
Those little miniguns on it.
Dog with a gun.
It like grabs you and pulls you up in the air and like drops you.
I want dogs with frickin' laser beams on the sides of them. Run around the map. Scout from, I don't do a very good person.
That's not bad. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
All right.
Lockdown for King. And I don't think Hunter's Fury is available for Lakia. No, it is not.
That could be a good Halloween look for you.
Thanks. I mean, I've done the Mr. Clean thing before.
Oh, if you gotta do Mr. Clean, then you gotta do Dr. Evil.
Yeah, and oh, the guy from the Assassins game that wears the red tie.
Oh, Hitman.
There you go, Hitman.
Well, Glow just TPing off site, and this is going to be a window defense setup here for Vision Strikers, getting into B relatively easily. King holding the back angle, looking to protect from lobby. Good Cloudburst does come through, cuts off his vision. They get the blind, they get the stun here onto Zest, and he cannot line up the shot onto Allow, but King still lurks from behind, finds both of them with the headshots. RB off screen, he'll find one. King scoops 3 on the round as the showstopper will get let loose from Suggest. Takes RB rather low, but as the spike tap comes in, Glow pushes the corner, and Vision Strikers take another round.
This is so smart by Vision Strikers. They know that NUTURN has been wanting to get into the back lines of them. Lakia in particular, but others have been getting into their spawn area. And this time, King takes advantage of it. He waits for them to get in the window, picks up a double for it. That just basically seals the deal on B. Very, very good adjustment here by Vision Strikers on a B push. A couple nice rounds back-to-back for Vision Strikers to get this back to 10-10. Not too unexpected with these two teams. Still have the lockdown available for King as well. Never even needed to use it. No ults available yet on the side of NUTURN. So this is a great opportunity for Vision Strikers to really take a lead and set the tempo for the rest of this game.
Yeah, King saying, just haven't needed it. Why use it? Continues to hold on to it, but like you say, you probably want to use it sooner rather than later, because if Lakia gets 1 or 2 kills in a round, suddenly the fuse comes in, picks up an ult orb somewhere, he's going to have that Hunter's Fury online to go ahead and try and counteract it. Spike for now is going to be inched up through the A lobby. 4 members getting ready to lurk over towards that side of the map, while Glow just holds down over towards C. No one pushing on that side, though. Stacks will just move forward with the Trailblazer, trying to scout out as best as possible. Wow, spamming through. Does get a nice little connection there on a Zest's legs.
Yeah, so for Vision Strikers, they rethink the short A idea temporarily, but now they're all stacking up in here and maybe trying to bait them into it, but NUTURN is not fooled at all. Everybody is over there.
Ooh. Zest down. Great peek out now, matched by Allow. Does look over here towards short. The lockdown will be coming through. Nades invested. RB finds one. Lockdown goes off, does get a nice little detain here onto Allow, further delaying the jet. Shot from Suggest, finds one, finds 2. Oh man, suddenly now it's all just on RB. He pushes out of the smoke, but then does die. Parry pushes forward, manages to find that kill. The defuse will come in, and NUTURN move up to 11 round wins, just 2 away from taking their map pick of Haven.
Yeah, they're just not fooled at all, or NUTURN. Just no resistance on this. They don't care that there was a push forward, that Vision Strikers take some damage. They know the Vision Strikers are well known to try to fake a push and then redo it a few seconds later. And this time, that's exactly what happens. They're waiting with open arms, basically. I mean, yeah, sure, the lockdown comes down, but they lose 2. But basically trying just to get that lockdown in a place where they feel like they could cover enough of the site with it to make the push off of it. Allow even gets detained, but it doesn't matter. It's just a great work here, especially at the end by Suggest. That Sheriff shooting was just, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he had for the entire round. He was just basically saving, just went for the, opted in for the 800 spend on the Sheriff, and he made the most of it. Now has a proper gun in his hands. As Zest will be looking to clear down through short. Dart comes out. Not quite certain if he got, yeah, he did get a spot here onto Allow. That's why he's going to be repositioning back up the ramp.
I mean, by the way, neither team in this half has won more than 2 in a row. I mean, that's how back and forth
so
this
swingy.
Is. It's so incredible how good they are at making adjustments against each other. They read each other so well. I mean, again, they used to be sister teams, so they know each other, how they play, how they think, better than anyone else in Korea. That's why this match is so good.
Boombot forward into garage. King, ooh, sees that shoulder. Nanoswarm going to be chucked in, but gets the activation a little bit too late, and it's definitely not worth it. Falls down to 22 HP. Heal, at least, fortunately, is going to be there from Stacks to try and top him up. As the shots come flying through.
Sorry, TNL is the sister team of NUTURN. Excuse me. I misspoke on that. My bad. It feels so good that I thought they were.
30초 남았습니다.
Rushing forward. But, you know, maybe they'll be the new one.
Yeah, there you go.
Suggest leaping into the back, just using those blast packs to keep himself safe. Lobs of the paint shells up over the top. That's going to get quite a bit of damage in. Glow does fall. Suggest holding this angle in the back. Manages to find a second as RB does get dropped. Two, however, exchanged as the spike needs to get planted damn soon. Solo comes up from behind. Fault line chucked out. 2v2 for the attempted retake. Now it's just King all by himself. Makes his way into the back of sight. And that's going to be allowed finding the headshot. NUTURN taking it to 12, guaranteeing at least an overtime, if not the map win of Haven.
Yeah, this is huge here by NUTURN. It's just a great flank from Solo. Again, NUTURN doing a great job getting into the back lines of Vision Strikers. Vision Strikers adjusted forward a little bit, but now they're not able to. They have to push pretty deep into C. They get that frag at Garage, and that's a nice little opening, but it's very good patient play here from NUTURN on the retake. And they get the job done. Vision Strikers doing a good job readjusting to go over to C, but again, both of these teams are so smart, so good at countering each other.
Now Vision Strikers need to dig deep. They need to put two on the board in a row. You can see it's not going to be a full purchase coming in. Glow with a half armor, just the Spectre there for Zest. They've been good at the Thrifties. This doesn't quite qualify, obviously. But RB, the only ult that they have available is that Showstopper. They're going up against three from the side of NUTURN. Vision Strikers, can they make it happen? They absolutely need to. Fault line through, Allow just going to be eating that from his teammate. Solo looks to scout. Aftershock to clear the corner. RB moves away. Still eats the damage. It's going to be reliant on some heals from Stacks. Continuing to play down. RB holds the angle, does manage to capitalize. Chucks out the paint shells up to the top of the ramp. And that will allow him to pull back.
Yeah, you do have the Blade Storm available for Allow. Continue to now head over towards C, but there's still quite a strong defense set up. Perry taking a little bit of damage. And you got Suggest on top of the box. Glow finds his way into the cubby, going to eliminate that from the shadows.
Yeah, chunks him out. Wraparound now coming through. RB having since been topped up. Showstopper available. Suggest waiting for his moment. Will let the rocket fly, but no one is there to receive it. Great shots coming in. No, he redraws his gun. The Vandal out. Manages to find two. RB and Zest both falling. King down to 45 HP. And suddenly, this is looking like this might just be the map over. They're rerouting. 15 seconds remaining. Gonna have to be a push-through window now onto the B site. Suggest starting to wrap around towards that side, is backed up by Allow, and they could potentially just shut this completely down. Stacks manages to find one. Lakia lurking in the window, finds another. The spike plate is going through, but I don't believe he's got enough time. He does not! And there you have it! 13 rounds on the board for NUTURN. They delay it, and they will take Haven out from underneath the Vision Strikers.
Well, there you go. NUTURN getting their map pick win in a hot... All right, let's go. Vision Strikers, can you hold this one off, or is this going to be it? Is this going to be where we finally see you drop a best of three? Can it happen? And it is going to be Suggest on Raze again. Okay. So, out to an early defense. Again, NUTURN's going to be on tack first half of every map, by the way.
Yep.
And pistol rounds. Well,
NUTURN have not played on Icebox yet.
No, they have not.
In this event, so see how much practice they've been able to do in their scrims. Glow is going to be pulling back away from Green, the drone. Trying to spot him out as best as possible. Allow going to get spotted here up on top. So we'll go ahead, get that UI nicely loaded up.
Yeah, I was really wanting to know who had picked up Ghosts for Vision Strikers, because that's pretty important on the B site with those long-range shots that are available.
Great little run through here. Drop down comes in and Suggest hounds down Zest, just hunting him. Allow. Headshot now in onto King. Can he follow up? The answer is no. Goes there from Stacks, does manage to find one, but RB gets taken down by Solo, who's lurking over in mid. Now just two members remaining versus four. Lakia on low HP, but can they get it done? Stacks can't line up the shot. It all comes down to Glow, 37 HP remaining. Spots one in the window, gets the dink, gets the follow-up headshot. Does get forced out of position, will get finished off. Another pistol round loss here for Vision Strikers. NUTURN start up 1-0.
Well, maybe now, as much as we joke about it, as much as it hasn't been a problem for Vision Strikers, today might be that time where these pistol rounds come back to bite them in the butt. they can't keep having these bad ones. If they're gonna go, if teams are gonna start to pick it up against them, they got to find ways to get it done. And there, just a great move by Solo to stay in the mid. Really get a good flank in there, even though Glow does end up taking control of it. By that point, it doesn't matter because everybody else on Vision Strikers is dead. So it's going to be a tough one. And now, eco round for the Vision Strikers, anti-eco for NUTURN. Well, not completely. They're just going to keep 2 ghosts, and Lakia's just on the classic with full armor. Or does he have a ghost? Okay, he's got a ghost. Or are they just switching guns?
Yeah, they're swapping around.
Okay.
It is alive, depending on what is in their hands. It is allow. Just pinging down, saying I've located the enemy. Spike is still going to be just dropped down outside of A main. So this is very non-committal push forward over towards B. Just gathering information, looking for a pick. They know that they're going to be outgunning Vision Strikers, so they're not afraid of pressing forward like this. Glow, however, does manage to find one. Great little trade out. If he could net the gun, that would be absolutely huge for him, but it's just a bit too dangerous to try to do so. And Allow will find that kill, pushes the corner, spots another one, sees one way in the back. Hasn't taken any damage yet. Cloudburst down to fake a potential retreat back over to green as he cheats around the other side of yellow. Won't be able to see too much, though, as Solo finds stacks up on the rafters in the back of the site. Big shells flying forward. RB cut down, not really ready for the double peek to come through from Suggest as he pressed forward. Suggest will find another. And it all comes down to King, who will get one. So taking 2 guns out of their hands, but that's 2 rounds on the board now for NUTURN, much like we saw on Haven.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. What you'll see a lot with the Vision Strikers is that they will fall in those first 2 rounds, but after that, it is a different story typically, as they're going to be able to get their buys in. And it's pretty interesting to see how teams are kind of adjusting to this new meta with the guns and the monies and these kind of things. And so because you aren't buying the half armor and the frenzies, you're more likely to buy the ghost. And you could just save that ghost in that second round. Extremely effective gun at long range. You save even more money that way. Ooh, Glow though. It's that opening kill.
Yeah, gets himself set up here on top of green, finds Allow. Because you know what, he's been doing this for the last 2 rounds. I bet he's going to do it again. Gets the read correct. Finds an opening frag. Paranoia out, Glow going to be dropping down. Looking to maybe respond with a Paranoia of his own. Seems like that is the case. And can just stay situated back here behind yellow. On the scout forward. Everybody else starting to make their way up over towards the B site.
Stax is throwing a lot of his utility into mid, seeing what's going on in there. He hasn't really caught any information yet, so the information he knows is that it's at least open at that time, and that's going to allow him to start pushing forward. Him and King are going to work together. They're going to spot a couple over towards the spawn side of the attackers. And they're going to know that they're probably going towards A. The movement is on. The rotations are there.
B not quite placing himself on the rafters, so he's going to be playing at the back of sight. See, NUTURN still very much trying to make their mind up as far as where they want to bring this spike. Now going to be inched up over towards green yet again. Lockdown is there to try to get the fake here onto the A site. Everybody pulls back. Let's see how many take the bait, though, because right now it is still going to be Glow just by himself, holding it down over at B. He's going to hear that spike plant coming through, and oh man, Suggest really underestimating the Nano Swarm. Will get dropped. Spray through, trying to interrupt, but there's the corner push from King. And it all comes down to Solo, who's swinging back around towards the defender's spawn. Will get a nice headshot onto Zest. Needs to do that 3 more times if they, yeah, that's the clock run down.
That was so smart here by Vision Strikers, leaving that Nano Swarm there, and then, once they come in, once they start that plant, Glow's waiting. The rest of the team is making sure that A, with that lockdown, isn't going to be the case. So that's a huge win for the Vision Strikers. They get the ult out of the hands of Solo.
Yep.
And that really, and they get a win on top of it. I mean, that is a big-time momentum swing here for the Vision Strikers going into round number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them have to win with a Thrifty in this situation on Haven. Now do have some more guns in their hands here. So going to be feeling a bit better about their odds. Glow sitting on top of green again. See how prepared they are for it as another dark cover will just get dropped down. Just maintaining control of this corner.
He's in a good spot to pick up a couple if they don't know he's up there. They're not reacting to it.
Spots one. Shots flying, neither getting tagged up. As the Killjoys just look to tussle back and forth a bit. Recon dart does go out, does spot him. Glow now has to drop down, completely displaced.
It's a great recon dart. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, wasn't quite ready for that positioning, so catches him off guard, make sure that he cannot destroy it in time. Alt orb secured, suggests Showstopper online. As, yeah, Glow lurks back in below 2, catches Solo. A good little pickoff. Man, disadvantage now. Glow trying to run away from the rocket launcher. Cannot do so. Zest, play the back angle. Oh no! He turns to the side and sprays it. Turns back around, finds Allow as the call comes through. A very near miss from him. That could have been very costly, but it seems like it's going to be fine. Stacks will get 2 on the back end. 2-2 now. Tie it up. Vision Strikers rebounding here after that pistol round loss.
You can see Glow's even chuckling a little bit. They know. That was a little odd. It's really good set pick plays that you're going to see from the Vision Strikers, and the one I want to point out here is the one in mid. They've got a couple hanging around in there. They know somebody's at the bottom of tubes. So a flash is sent, a guiding light by Stacks, sent way back from the back to mid. So cute. And then Glow is right there, underneath the tubes to get the easy kill off that flash.
If you needed any indication that he's not wall hacking, there it is. Just doesn't spot him. Great timing there. 2-2 tied up. There's a little bit of utility to scout over here towards the B side. King already finding Solo, getting the better of him as he tried to lurk his way in underneath the tube. It looks like Glow is going to be lobbing through that paranoia. The drone will come around the side, spots one up top, doesn't get vision of the rest of the team.
Allows on the Blade Storm. There is the Rays hanging out over there. RB pushing a little bit forward. Glow gonna go to teleport behind Yellow. Perry's kind of aware of it. Perry heard it, and I think he knows pretty darn well the Glow's back there.
Yeah, it seems like he got the read that this is going to be the positioning. As a fellow Omen connoisseur says, I know what's going on here. Allow creeping forward, making his way through mid. Hawk goes out to try to get the blind on him. Will do so, and that should give some information to Stacks. Says, yeah, somebody is going to be in mid at the moment. Like they're going to be hitting through or under 2. It's going to be the former. Glow taken out. Zest falls. King manages to find one off screen. Allow pushes up, manages to find Stacks. Suddenly, it's a 2v3. Knives go flying, but King manages to find the kill as he eats that shock dart. Falls in the hands of Perry as RB makes his way around from behind. Paint Shells goes out to clear the angle, pushes the corner, and he gets the flick over to the side. Great little transfer onto Lakia. That is going to be everybody cleaned up, and now the spike will be defused. Vision Strikers taking the lead.
Yeah, I mean, RB's so smart. He knows with that Paint Shells that he's able to come around the corner. The Omen Perry has to go over to the side, and he's right there. And then, like you mentioned, that flick is incredibly good. NUTURN's actually in a pretty good position to punish RB. You know, as he comes around the corner, they're just not able to get the shots off in time, and RB just too fast, too good.
Beautifully done. Now Vision Strikers, pretty much for the first time now with a lead so far here between these first 2 maps. It was a solid start for NUTURN, getting a lot of kills on the board, but King picks up 3, and this is just, oh man.
That's nasty.
Nasty.
Oh.
Taking a look, RB getting a little saucy, gets the blast packs forward.
A lot of ults online for Vision Strikers, but the Hunter's Fury available for Lakia. Some long-range shots with the Sheriff being attempted, but the Vandal going to win that duel, as it often does.
Yeah, and I mean, normally this is one of those situations where you're so used to playing without a Sage that you call out like, oh, he's one shot, but there's this guy. So RB is just going to be back to full HP now, just armorless. King finds another one, taking down his counterpart, Killjoy, as RB creeps around the side. Hawk up over the top. Is he ready for the peek? RB trying to line it up, gets the headshot here on the Lakia, but now the double peek there does come through. They manage to take him out, but not without suffering some damage. Allow falling down to half, as Perry will get this spike planted.
I don't think they have any clue Stacks is in this back corner.
Oh, no, I do not think so either. He saw the paranoia fly, knows that he's just going to be chilling out inside of the dark cover for the most part.
It might not matter.
Sentry goes up. Yep, okay. Stacks drops down, gets him just through the corner. There is the defuse. And there's 4-2. Vision Strikers looking relentless here. After those first 2 rounds dropped, now win 4 straight.
It's an eco round. It's a tough one for NUTURN, no doubt about it. I mean, you're trying to ego peek a Vandal with a Sheriff. You can win that. I mean, you know, these players talk about this where a lot of them practice with just the Sheriff, you know, in the practice range and just, you know, get good with it. And because, you know, if you get good enough with it, yeah, it's just as good as, you know, a Phantom, you know, the headshot or whatever, or even better actually. But, you know, it's just as good as a lot of guns with those headshots. So if you get them going, if you can get it locked in and win some of those long-range duels like that, that is huge. I mean, that will open up a ton of space, get you a ton of money, you know, because you could take the guns out of the hands of your opponents, things like that. A lot of ults available for Vision Strikers still. They didn't have to use a single one.
Oh, RB again, jumping forward, spots one. Takes a little bit of damage. Picks back a few. Hunter's Fury out, RB very low, pulls back. There's the healing. This is what allows him, you know, this really enables RB to play aggressively over on the A site. As long as he doesn't die, he's going to constantly be able to get topped up by Stacks.
Yeah, that's really scary. Keeping RB alive, it's a big part of what makes Vision Strikers successful, and if he's going, anything is possible. I mean, we've seen it before. Him and Stacks in particular can just take over a round by themselves. So you got to keep those superstars alive, and with Stacks having the healing there, that means they're going to be working together, just like they would if it's Breach and Jet.
Yeah.
These two are an extremely talented duo.
Creeping forward, Spike still dropped out of a main. Looks like it's just going to be Solo, living up to his name, playing alone over on this side of the map while the Spike gets slowly crept over through mid. And that will be the trackers coming through up over the top, looking for the Killjoy. He will destroy it. Now they know that there's going to be one over here at A main, but the other trackers start making their way to B, and that should be enough to tell them that this is going to be the intended Spike plant spot. Oh. Teleport comes in, Glow just pushes up straight through into the smoke, takes down Perry. Now Zest finds 2, Allow and Lakia both getting dropped. Solo gonna have to try to make his way over here towards the site as the lockdown is thrown in, and there's nothing that he can do. It guarantees the defuse, and Vision Strikers now move up +3 on the round score.
Yeah, and bonk, NUTURN goes to lockdown jail. And, you know, it's just, it's a tough one for them to recover there. It's just, they're so smart, and then you go into that smoke, and it doesn't fool Glow at all. It just does not. Perry tries to do something a little cheeky there, just is not fooling anybody. And they're so good on these retakes. And I like what NUTURN does here. They know that Solo got spotted by the Seeker, so they think that's a good opportunity to push. They get in there, they go hard, but they just fall apart pretty quick. Vision Strikers is just very, very disciplined over on that side. A couple ults going to be used there by Vision Strikers, but still a lot in the bag.
Yeah, just a little smattering or spray through that cloud burst. Won't be able to get a hit, but oh man, Lakia is so very low. 3 HP for him. Kind of surprised it's just open things with the Hunter's Fury, but it does pay off quite well. Doesn't lead to the kill, but helps soften him up. But given that Solo is just 1 away from having the lockdown available, I thought maybe Zest was going to be holding on to that ult for a little bit longer. Solo creeping up into tube. Zest now pushing forward. Knows that there's going to be one there, and he is ready for it. Go ahead and take off the enemy Killjoy's head. Lau playing the corner, spots one, but RB spots him just a little bit sooner with that gun barrel sticking out around the corner. Lines up the headshot, another kill for him with the Vandal. 4v3 as Vision Strikers look to continue their dominance here on Icebox.
Yeah, Perry's gotten into a nice little spot behind that box, seeing if he can catch Glow lurking, as we know Glow likes to do. But Glow hasn't done a lot of that yet. They might be sensing that, you know, Glow might be getting a little impatient. There were some pings coming towards A for NUTURN. They were really thinking about trying to push through there, but never really able to get it done. Yeah, Perry's going to get up on top of there.
Okay, King sat up here in mid. Should have heard that short little burst of running that Lakia did. And can he get the cut off? Nope, doesn't respond in time. So Jess will manage to catch him off guard. So now, that'll be the open up here. Got the call on the exit from A main. They know that this is going to be a push over towards B. Popped up over the top. What? What? Okay. Locky is dead. That's a great dart. I would like a replay again, please. As the spike will get planted. It's going to be RB in a 1v2. And he's going to be pulling way... So, yeah, just wants to make sure that nothing happens.
That dart?
I don't know.
What in the world? We saw the first one hit the top of the box.
I'm reeling from that I just kind of missed everything else that happened at the end of the round, including that Vision Strikers took it. Like the spike was getting planted for NUTURN just to try to get that extra little bit of cash, but the dart was just...
What's that?
I don't, you know?
Well, all right. It's 6 in a row for the Vision Strikers.
It had to have been one layered in, and then the other one was bouncing.
It had to be the second one, yeah.
So
yeah.
He bouncing off the top, so...
That could be.
I would still love to see the replay, but I was still so caught off guard that I just completely, my mind blanked for the rest of that. But here we go, 6-2.
I don't think anyone was ready for that. That was absolutely wild. Trailblazer down the middle, doesn't see anything. Getting up into the nest is Suggest. Everybody else just waiting. You do have a lockdown now.
Oh, Glow. Sees him right as that dark cover expires. He's a couple shots through. Drops down. Paranoia rolls up the top. Does not hit Glow. He'll drop back here into the dark cover. RB dead over at a main. Now that just leaves Stacks all on his lonesome to try to hold down the site, and the spike is starting to get moved forward to the other two members here from the side of NUTURN. He makes his way down into the back. Hawk shot out through mid.
You can see getting RB down opens up a lot of space, gives NUTURN a bit more confidence to push through. Glow and parry.
Oh, he doesn't have his gun drawn out. He's looking the wrong way. Poor timing there for parry, but the spike's still going to be planted all the same. Nano Swarm lob down here onto the corner. 4v4 for the attempted retake. Lockdown available, drawn out. Solo just waiting to slap it on the ground. Will do so.
Yeah, that just buys a lot more time. There's not much that Vision Strikers can really do about it. No Hunter's Fury available.
This kind of funnels them all into one location as well. You can see they're coming in through the back, up onto the rafters.
Yeah.
Lakia scouting out of main. Does not see Glow, who's hugging around the side, but oh, great peak timing. Solo will fall. Now they make their way in. Bomb getting tapped. They have to be worried about this crossfire. Glow will find a third. Zest does get eliminated, but there's a cleanup as Glow will get a fourth kill. The defuse will come in, and Vision Strikers continue the win streak, 7-2.
Well, that lockdown just a bit too early. I think there maybe, I don't want to say a panic, but NUTURN figured they can hold on that extra second and a half that they needed to get the spike after the lockdown finished, and they weren't able to. It's just, I mean, Vision Strikers is just so good on this map. They just know all their angles so well. You know, Glow is in the back, just wreaking havoc. Solo had no idea he was there.
Yeah, I honestly, I fully put that up to Glow and his positioning there.
Yeah.
Opted to go for the far door on the right side from the attacker's perspective and just hide right in that door frame so they couldn't see his gun sticking out. They can't see him from the back, so when they push out and they look out of a main with the drone, they're not going to see anything. It was such an unexpected angle, so really great stuff from Glow. Seals the deal on it for them. Allow taking a little bit of damage with his forward positioning there from RB. Great. Hawk comes through, blinds them so he can exit safely. Throws down the boom bot as well.
RB's been sitting on a showstopper for quite some time. Allow with his Blade Storm. Suggest trying to inch up here, get towards the middle area. Get towards the top of this, and we'll see. Solo hanging out in mid. He's going to have to shoot this Trailblazer.
Yep. They don't go for the instant peek on him. He's still wary about somebody being located here. Sees that the alarm bot will get cleared from mid, so King can still push his angle, but now Allow manages to find one. RB does fall. They get Solo in the end. Taking him out of the mid, the spike starts getting planted over on the A site. Man advantage here for NUTURN. Can they stop the bleeding? Stacks the rafters here, back site. Looking for a target. Paranoia not going to connect, but Suggest is there to counter push. Does manage to finish him off. Now 2v4, Glow out of it. All comes down to King, who will get knifed. 3 rounds now here for NUTURN with 2 more to go in the half. Let's see how many more they can put on the board, because 5-7, not going to be too terrible for them.
Well, the bleeding finally stops for NUTURN after 7 in a row for Vision Strikers. Just crazy good defense from these guys, as you would expect. And it's a really good follow-up by Suggest off of some good plays by Parry. You can see good job by Allow using the Blade Storm, not whiffing on right clicks. this time around. We've seen a bit too much of that, I feel like. And let's see, are they going to try this mid push? There's nobody watching mid right now for Vision Strikers.
They are not, but we do have Glow with an Odin over at green. The Hawk shot just come through. That forces the Tailwind away for Allow. So now is going to be down that utility.
Yeah, RB as the operator as well.
Being spotted over towards B, so Glow has pulled back over towards Orange. So we still have 4 members from NUTURN continuing to press forward here. Op shot not going to connect. RB relocating, gets himself on top of the rafters for the re-peek. Isn't going to be able to see anything yet. The Trailblazer doesn't get a spot, as far as I could tell.
So far, NUTURN's done a nice job of obscuring where they are, but that's a pretty good guiding light that's going to reveal their location.
Recon dart out. Another gliding light comes through, blinds him with the Paranoia hit, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Suggest, however, finds RB, the operator, out of their hands. He follows up for a second kill, getting stacks. Now it's 2v4 yet again. The advantage there for NUTURN on this defense. King coming in from the back site. Just looking, but nobody from NUTURN really moving a muscle. Everybody just playing back, holding hard angles, and this is not exactly the situation that you want to have the Odin in.
What do you mean? All situations are good situations for the Odin.
Yeah, operator recovery. King Glow starting to creep back. Okay, maybe he's going to prove me wrong, but there you go. The push out comes through. King, can he get the operator locked in? Does manage to find one. Double peek comes in, however, Solo will manage to take him out, making it fairly costly.
Nobody wants the operator, I guess.
Yeah, not for the attacking side. It would seem just want to keep that out of the hands of Vision Strikers. But 4-7, like I said, 5-7. Not a bad scoreline for NUTURN to get ready to go into the next half. So we'll see if they can close this one out or if Vision Strikers will be able to stop their momentum.
Yeah, the only weird thing going on here is Zest doesn't have enough money for a Vandal or a Phantom, so it's going to be the Bulldog for him. There still is the Odin for Glow, though. I guess nothing changing over there.
Holding on to it. Picks it up yet again.
It's a good gun.
He didn't get to utilize it over at B like he kind of, was intending to.
It's very popular here in Korea.
Well, allows us, screw it. I can just buy my own operator, I guess. So we'll be using it here. But last round doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's last round. I guess it doesn't. You don't need
spend
to pick
all
it
your
up.
cash.
Yeah. I guess that's why you don't pick it up. You can just buy it anyway. It doesn't matter.
This is such a disengaged start here for NUTURN. 2 hovering outside the lobby, but wow, oh man, scopes in, finds RB. And that completely blows open the A site. Stack's currently the only one sitting there. Mid's still going to be held down for the moment by Zest. This Glow tries to get this crossfire, but the A site, this could be a plant for free. They will get the knowledge that there's one at least moving forward towards A. Drone to clear. Trailblazer will spot one. Suggest jumps himself into the back. Gets set up on top of the box as Glow with that Odin will take out Solo. And in all likelihood, yeah, does switch over to the Vandal. Stack's pushing forward. Outtrade Suggest. A rare whiff from him. Can't heal himself. Will just go ahead. Throw down the Seekers. Up top, Glow with the teleport. Manages to find one. Will get traded back by Lakia. As King pushes the corner, getting rid of Allow. Push in. Yeah, Lakia does manage to find one, but that's a cleanup onto NUTURN. That is Vision Strikers going to be able to shut this down. 8-4 in the half. They still maintain the lead. 5 more rounds to go for Vision Strikers to push us to Ascent.
I really like Suggest's position there to set up to get ready for that retake. He gets on top of that box. He throws the boom bot out to cover the left-hand side door. The top door, he knows that somebody's going to be up there, and he's ready for it. Just Stacks just outshoots him there. Just gets a really nice peek around the corner. Gets the trade. But it's a nice positioning that he sets up for. But again, Vision Strikers, they're so well-timed. They're so well-practiced. They can just beat you even when you get a chance to have a good setup. But on the defender side of Icebox, 8-4 for them. Man, just really solid stuff. 7 rounds in a row. And you can see why they definitely wanted to pick Sky here on this map, because Stacks is a real nuisance on A. Anytime that NUTURN tries to get a push going, Stacks is always very aware of it, whether it be through those Trailblazers or those guiding lights. He knows what's going on, and he can relay that information to his team, and they can make good decisions on when and how to make their retakes off of that.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, every time we get his POV and he's throwing those hawks out, you can see just, you know, he's got it memorized exactly what motions to do to curve those hawks out around the corner so he can stay safe at the back of the A site, but still gets the hits, the blinds out onto the A lobby. So extremely well practiced here is Stax. And it's been a good look overall for him on the Sky, especially here on the second map of Icebox. You know, and the question becomes, you know, do we continue to see this if we do move forward onto Ascent, which is looking increasingly likely?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this is just the agent lineup that Vision Strikers is going to run with today. I mean, they've done it on 2 maps, 2 very different maps. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's just how they go with it. I mean, they don't feel like they need... So why they don't need a jet? Yeah, you are losing out on some of those smokes and, of course, the tailwind and the updraft and those kind of things. But what you're gaining instead is a lot of information so you don't have to risk a life to make a move. You're trying to get all the information to get that entry clean instead of having to throw some smokes and, you know, yeet a jet into a site and hope for the best.
Drone forward, not going to spot anything. Glow off screen, taking quite a bit of damage here, down to 53. Can obviously get healed by Stax if he were to pull back. Stax, in the meantime, is rotating the spike over towards the B site.
They get a pretty nice turret position in mid as well, do Vision Strikers. So they have a really nice angle to see any flankers that are going to come in for NUTURN, and Lakia not going to get anything out of that owl drone, really.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he was able to even spot the feet there.
There's the alarm bot, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at Lakia. He's pulling all the way back over towards mid right now. Zest lining up where this recon bolt and start cover goes out to block off Snowman. Trailblazer moving forward. Obviously can't check the upper part of the site, so they may not know that Solo is situated there for the moment. Should be able to spot him. Yep, see his arm poking through. The spike will get planted here. What has basically become default. Lakia gets rid of Zest. Sentry goes up. RB just spraying through, making sure that nobody's going to be on that spike yet.
Good smokes here by NUTURN to really cover yellow off. And some good nano swarm as well to counter it. Lakia get a fake.
They get the tap. Oh, man. Blind through the smoke. Finds RB. Knew that he's going to be playing on that corner. Stacks up top. Does manage to line up one. 3v2. Things not looking great for NUTURN. Would be the first pistol round that they're not been able to win. Solo cleans up one. Presses through the smoke. That'll be the finish. As Vision Strikers do take a pistol round. Now moving up 9-4.
Hey! They did it. It's a very good push. Very good timing. Very good patience on everything. And they have a great setup there for the defense. And even though NUTURN does a really good job on their retake, they are also very patient. They have all 5 up. Try to push through. Good smokes to block off yellow. But again, the nano swarm is there from the Killjoy. That's a big deal. Having that nano swarm to cover that spike. Really, really nicely done. That did so much damage to Lakia.
Yeah.
I mean, he was at like 4 health after it or something like that. I mean, it just made it so difficult to get any kind of real attempt done on the spike defusal. Let's see. Kind of messing around with A little bit, but Suggest has gotten all the way up over into oh my goodness.
He's playing it patiently too. He didn't go for the shot. Just making the calls. I've found them. Will manage to find RB, but he gets a little bit of revenge from the grave. The martyrdom there as the nade connects. Now everybody going to be rerouting, relocating over towards the B site, which has been left open. And with that 1-for-1, it's going to be a disadvantage on the retake here for the side of NUTURN. They're just now starting to collapse. Spike still not being planted, however, gives them a bit more time to try and catch up.
This should be a really good retake attempt. A lot of different angles that they can come from.
I mean, everybody from the side of Vision Strikers is just going to be playing back towards yellow and green. Deep lurk behind from Suggest as he tries to inch his way forward. There is that alarm bot to give a bit of a reveal, whether it catches him, which looks like he does manage to destroy it, so now they know that there's going to be at least one coming from behind. Glow holding down that angle as best as he can. Zest out of utility. Lakia now falling. Stacks with his Bulldog, managing to find 2. Doing Artosis proud. One last member remaining. It's Perry behind the box. No hope of getting the defuse. Just wants to try to hold out, not die to the members of Vision Strikers, but he will in the end. King will manage to strike him down. Cannot get out to safety, however. And that's quite all right, because they didn't have too much invested.
No, it's totally fine. You'd rather, but if you can't, that's not the end of the world. Again, Vision Striker's so smart, so patient. Even though Suggest gets over to Belt, like, super fast, it doesn't really cause too much of a problem for the Vision Strikers. Yeah, they lose one over at A, but they get back over to B side pretty quickly, leave that alarm bot in the back. That's so smart, knowing full well that, you know, maybe Suggest is probably going to come from that direction. So they've got an alarm bot right there to make sure that they have all that information, even though it's a great, again, I liked the setup for NUTURN on the retake attempt, but of course it's going to be difficult when you're on the eco. You got that Bulldog and you got Stacks on the back of Yellow. He's nuts.
Well, being over to the side there, does clear the sentry out of mid. RB lunging forward, gets on top of green, lets the boom bot go out the left side. We'll just go ahead and exit. Seems like the call is going to be made to go over towards A, as the Seekers will be let loose. Solo clearing one up here in Nest. Oh man, they go for the check. Zest jumps up, gets his head taken off. Great little shot there from Solo, but now just playing around on the rope. Stacks will manage to finish him off. Tailwind out from Allow, has to get himself into the back of sight. Try and play safely. Hawk goes forward, looking for the blind. King pushes the corner, but there's two there. One above, one below. And that's a very difficult transfer spray if you can even get one of them. Next finding one, Allow spotting RB. Time running lower and lower, but Stacks pushes the corner, manages to find four in the round thus far. There's still one more left to go. Perry making his entry over towards A main. Stacks, do we see an ace? He's got the angle held, has the timing wrong though. Looks away just at the perfect moment for Perry to strike, ending the kill streak, but he hears the rope, does glow. He's made his way in behind. Needs to check back on the other side.
I don't know what you're going to do when Stacks just gets on fire like that, starts just taking people down, especially when he's going up and down that rope and gets a kill from there. He's going to tap his Perry on the defuse. Glow from long range, going to spray some shots in, and Perry's kind of dancing around this, knowing somebody's going to try to push into him. Time's running out. And this is going to be the round for the Vision Strikers. Do they finish it? Yes, RB will get Perry. Down goes NUTURN, and again, it's so hard when Stacks is on fire like that. I mean, even though they do a good job setting up top and bottom, and again, they're even able to withstand that flash, they still get the kill around the corner, but Stacks is just better there. He's just all over the place, nailing his shots. The guy is just crazy good, man.
Yep.
Look at that. He has so much confidence.
Yeah, just dancing up and down on the rope. Really nicely done. I mean, Perry, not much really to be done in that situation. The Bulldog hold from that angle, he's just not going to be able to get the defuse. It seems like he wanted to just try to bait. Oh, man. Okay.
And also because of the money, that loss is a pretty big deal for NUTURN.
You can see the gun's not looking too hot here. Solo getting dropped down quite low. This pullback comes through. Does manage to exit here. As the drone goes forward, gets the tap. On to Glow. Forever revealed.
Poor Seth's just stuck. He just couldn't. I mean, he could not pull it out of himself. Fortunately, he had good cover from his teammates and is able to get out of there with his life. Didn't even take any damage.
Yep, is going to be fine. Again, execution here onto the A site, getting ready to come through. That dart not going to get the spot onto Allow, but it doesn't matter. They go ahead, get vision of him, and they rip him to pieces. Just a little bit of HP remaining for him. As RB just takes some pot shots to the smoke. Glow will manage to find Lakia. A second kill on the round here for the Omen player. Up top, RB manages to the side. That's the cleanup. And here we go, just one round away. Vision Strikers absolutely, utterly dominant on Icebox, much like we had anticipated, but maybe even more so. This is getting ready to be 13-4.
This is more brutal than I expected. I mean, with NUTURN letting Icebox go through, I don't mean to be rude, but I thought they were a little more prepared for it than this.
Well, they still do have that potential ace in the hole coming up of Ascent.
Sure, of course.
for them, for NUTURN, maybe this is, let's get Haven, we can win there, and if we do,
let's just get
we
this
probably end up going to Ascent, and then from there we can look to close the series. That honestly could be the game plan for NUTURN. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, Vision Strikers are in firm control, and it would take one hell of a run for NUTURN. 8 rounds in a row just to take us into overtime.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that happening. For these guys, Solo gonna get stunned up for a second there. Glow pokes back around, but gonna head back into tubes. Perry doing some covers out and those kind of things. Solo just watching the tube corner, just seeing if anybody's gonna come down it, see if he can catch. But Glow actually already outside of it. So a little bit late on that one is Solo, not able to take advantage of Glow coming out of there.
This one being played a lot more patiently. Vision Strikers wanting to close out the map right here, right now. They are well aware the number of guns in the hands of NUTURN. Just gets spotted, lets his own boom bot go loose, finishes off RBs. Continue to creep forward, blast pack to get him up on top of green. Checking out around yellow, drops down, and right as Suggest would have been able to see him, King manages to find a kill. RB now pressing forward, Glow on the flank, pushes out a window there at Kitchen, manages to find a kill, displacing and removing Lakia. Now Solo is gone, and this is the beginning of the end for NUTURN on Icebox. They clear the site. Spike has been planted, and it's just 2 members left. Perry pushes the corner, can now out-trade Glow, finishes him off even with that Bulldog, and it's just Allow all on his lonesome. Gets spotted as King wraps around from behind. 13-4, absolutely, utterly dominant. They end it with a flawless round, and Vision Strikers will be taking us to a map number 3.
I mean, it's 2 rounds for NUTURN. They win the pistol, they win the anti-eco, and then it's 7 Vision Strikers. Then they get 2 back. And then it's 6 more. It's just brutally dominant by Vision Strikers. And okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. For NUTURN, so coming into this map, the difference in their agent lineups is Raze for Vision Strikers, Breach for NUTURN. That's gonna be the difference. So what does that mean? It means that there is and Sky as well, excuse me. Sky is in there as well for Vision Strikers. So you're trading a little bit of, you know, you still have flashes kind of the same on both sides. Okay.
Seems like our UI might need a little bit of an update, but that's fine. We'll bring you the action all the same. RB finds an opening shot there onto Allow. Great little start for them here on the defense. Vision Strikers, if they can get the pistol round, would be absolutely huge for them. I think for Fresh to jump back in with the UI so you guys can get a greater picture for what's happening. Pushing forward now here onto the B site. Zest is lurking up, trying to get a cutoff here onto the rest of the team. He's gonna wrap around, but does he get struck from behind? Has to be careful. Manages to spot one, turns back around. Perry gets the headshot, but not before taking quite a bit of damage. Moved up, Nano Swarm just gonna be thrown down here around the corner as a couple shots come flying through the wall, looking to get a lucky pick. Doesn't manage to happen. Drone eliminated. Glow watching the back. They know how many have made it through, but there you go. Suggest manages to find one. Glow pushing up on top of him. By the look of it, but Suggest will come out on top. Finding the kill. Solo gets the headshot here onto RB. There is the cleanup. And that will be the first round. So NUTURN again coming out with a strong pistol.
Yeah, I mean, Suggest coming all the way back into B main through B lobby. Huge, huge move by him. That just basically secures the win. It was going to be pretty difficult for Vision Strikers no matter what, but him being there makes a great crossfire potential available. I mean, he didn't even have to get into that crossfire position, going to the door of B main into the site. He just does it from inside of there. But again, so a little bit of the agent lineup differences. I mean, again, with Raze, you have a lot more ability to control tighter spaces, whether that be A lobby or B main. And you can see here A lobby, but doesn't matter if you die. Allow's going to get that good flash around the corner, but that sends Allow with that tailwind right back.
Yeah, just a little bit too late from that one. Zest pushing forward into B main, does manage to find one, taking down Solo. He'll get word that Perry is going to be over on this side of the map as well, as those frenzy shots did fly through. 1 for 1 thus far. Door now getting shut over here at A. Spike going to be on a long rotation, and this could get spotted. It does. Zest trying to displace it. Cannot quite make it happen, though, as Allow jumps up here into heaven. And it all comes down to Glow lurking in the smoke. Fault line connects, Allow really not getting the read that he is in here, but Glow might not have gotten the read that this Jet has made it in behind him and is now in window. See, he is looking the wrong way. Manages to take down one additional before Allow will get him from behind. 3 kills for Allow on the round as the spike gets planted. And we roll over now into round 3.
Yep, they're able to get that money. A very good start once again, as the Vigil Strikers continue to struggle on their pistol rounds in the anti-eco. Solidly done by NUTURN here. Looking very good on that push, and taking that raise out right away. You don't even get a paint shell out of your hand. And that means you lose a lot of that control over that A lobby in this case, or A main. And so the whole thing is like the raise needs to be controlling those nades, just really buying a lot of time, keeping your opponent pinned in there, getting good value out of those paint shells. A big part of what you're going to need out of RB here on the defender's side. And for sure, Killjoy is going to be setting up onto B, Alarmbot in mid for this round, kind of sensing that maybe now as we get towards the rifling rounds of things, there might be more attention paid towards the mid area of the map.
All right, well, we do have a pause coming through, so we will take a little bit of a breather before we jump into that rifle round and see if Vision Strikers can turn things back on its head here in their favor. NUTURN, I mean, if they can take this rifle round and, you know, offset the economic balance for Vision Strikers, put them in another situation where they have to try to force a thrifty victory, that is going to be so very good for them to kick things off here on this final map.
Particularly on the attacker side.
Yeah.
And even though here in Korea, it sometimes feel like Ascent is an attacker-heavy map, with these two good teams, I mean, definitely you want to really put your foot down on the defender side, particularly for Vision Strikers. You know, you want to get off to a good start. You've got the side to do that, and you really don't, you know, this is of course the map for both teams, but for Vision Strikers, again, that streak still intact for now. That could very well change. There's only 10 more rounds that need to be taken by NUTURN, or excuse me, 11 more rounds that need for that to happen. And we're just waiting, technical pause, get it figured out here, and then we'll get back into the game as soon as we can, guys.
Yeah, and this is one of the best things about playing on LAN is that anytime there's some kind of issue like this, we immediately have tech support standing by. So you can try to get things taken care of rather quickly rather than have to, you know, relay things from the players' team houses and whatnot. So if you are just joining us, let's go ahead and clear the air on a couple things. Yes, this is in fact on LAN. Yes, Korean production is POG. Yes, the music is fantastic. And no, they do not all have the same haircut. So we're just waiting to get into the game now. And it seems like the UI should be up and running, so maybe we can get back into the action here in just a moment.
Although a lot of them do like the Harry Potter glasses. To be fair, they're nice glasses.
Yeah, you know, I was rocking them for a while.
Heck yeah.
Going for the little circular lenses.
They're stylish. They're stylish. I think you could do the horned rim glasses really well.
All right. Well, seems like we are going to be good, so clock will tick down, and we can go ahead and kick off this third round to see if Vision Strikers can put a win on the board. So a great start for NUTURN. Let's see if this is going to go the way of Haven or if Vision Strikers can turn things around like we saw them do over on Icebox. The Odin is out from Lakia on this attack. Should he decide to spray the wall, that could be King taken out. Recon Dart set up right there on the corner. Does not get the spot. Pulls back and gets himself out of line of sight just in time.
Yeah, it's a really good reaction there by King. That could have been punishing. Probably could have taken a pretty decent amount of damage from that had he not been able to get back behind the wall into the site fast enough. Instead, he does. But this is a really early Odin.
That it is. Well, drone finished off, suggests getting half blinded there by the Hawk, as RB just looks to hold the little angle here at A main. Full wrap around from the team, moving over towards A. Reinforcements starting to inch their way over as Zest is hovering back towards mid. Jump forward, RB going aggro, will get cut down. Stacks makes his way into Y. The question now becomes, will they clear this? They spot one out, the Omen over on A main. He'll eat the damage just to be able to continue to fake this position.
That aftershock hurts, but he's still going to be able to hang there. That turret isn't looking at him. He's going to come around the corner and get one.
Manages to find one, gets a little bit of damage, but the Odin push will come through from Lakia, so Stacks not going to be able to have too much of an impact. Shock darts flying, looking to clear the site. Door now going to get shot. That's the shot there from Glow on the flank. Manages to find one. Then we'll start to break the door down, and King up on Heaven finds 3. That's the turnaround they were looking for. That's Vision Strikers on the board.
Huge, huge play there from King. My, oh my. Stacks really smart to just sit there and take that aftershock. Comes around. He had a good chance to get more than one. But it's King from Heaven. Just incredible with that Vandal. I mean, this is just nasty. Filthy shooting. 3 headshots. Woo!
Fantastically done from King. Setting him up, getting so many charges over towards his own lockdown. That's going to be a bit of a botch there from Solo. Not going to be able to find any value. RB spotting the shoulder of Suggest.
It's 2-1 Vision Strikers, by the way. Just, I'm keeping track. We're having a little bit of a technical issue up on top there, but
seems like everything else, the guns updating are, oh yeah, seems like that's all functional.
Well, I really like it. I mean, again, I love the Trivial Pursuit alt counter. That's my favorite thing. That I really, really like, because that makes it's a really easy way to keep track.
Yeah. A lot more information universally available at any given time. Trailblazer gonna be cut down. Drone moving forward. RB kills that one off. Moves back with the blast pack, just to dissuade anybody from advancing forward.
I like the stack into the A main cubby there, just in case anybody from Vision Strikers pushes out. Allow has a NUTURN have a really good opportunity to punish that.
Hawk out. Gets the half blind on multiple members as RB creeps his way into the back of sight. Hasn't seen them on the cross. Doesn't see that gun poke out over on the left side of main. Fault line through. Glow getting dazed here for the moment. Stacks will manage to find one before he gets traded out. RB, however, looking to equalize. Is met by Suggest. Hugging back here now in Hell. They'll get the spot onto one. They take him out. Zest finding the kill. Suddenly it's just 2 left alive. Suggest, however, evening up the odds. RB will find the kill. The spike is dropped here on the A site, and Perry is all the way back over by B. Will just look to retain his weapon, but it will be Vision Strikers moving up again, now 2-2.
Yeah, this is, that's the end of it. Time ticks down, and it's Vision Strikers 2-2 indeed. So, looking really, really strong on that defense there. Just good crossfire setup for the Vision Strikers. You know, one man kind of falls, another one steps up into place, keeping RB alive in Hell and having 2 up in Heaven makes it really, really difficult for NUTURN to get a good angle. I mean, you have to have just the craziest spray transfer of your life to do something about this. And so you kind of have to go try to trade one at a time, try to find the good angles to hit, you know, just one person in Heaven and try to minimize the exposure, but deep into the site is allowed.
Okay, does manage to find Zest. He cannot recover fast enough, but King is there for the back angle. Takes down Allow, follows up for a second onto Lakia. Now will get himself situated here in Boathouse. Recalls the alarm bot. As the Trailblazer will just go ahead, check forward into main, manages to spot Suggest. Perry currently lurking in that dark cover, has just got basically no HP left to his name. Does manage to press forward, takes out King, getting rid of one of the guns here from the side of Vision Strikers. But now has to defend 1v3 with 28 health remaining.
Yeah, for poor Perry, he's in a pickle. No ifs, ands, or buts, and he's got not a lot of health either. 28, no armor left. It's gonna be one heck of a finish if he can win this. You got 3 full health members, full armor members of Vision Strikers looming around the corner, just waiting for him to come out.
Slowly inching his way forward, does manage to get Stacks. Retreats back over, tries to go for the teleport, but RB sprays through the wall. Will be able to get the kill. Sure as hell would have been a fancy little feat there. Perry could have pulled it off, gotten that from the shadows, put himself over onto the A site and gotten the plant, but not to be. Vision Strikers go ahead, they get the cleanup. It's a little bit more costly than they would have liked in the round, but they have the lead.
And here goes the money, here goes the economic, you know, problems potentially.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, you know, that's the ult gone, by the way.
Yeah, that too.
You know, the cancel on it doesn't have to channel in order for it to be burned, so that is the ult taken away from Perry. So.
And now NUTURN finds themselves in an awkward situation where they just spend a lot of money. And if they lose this round, likely to lose another after it because they'll have to go eco. So this one, huge for them in this first half.
Allow making the call that there's somebody up on boiler. Not quite the case, as we do have the top down. So we know that that is clear. Glow now inches forward, gets himself here tucked into bench.
The rolling thunder.
Comes down. Not quite sure how much information that garnered for them, but should have spotted out at least a few. They're looking for the corner check. Sprays through, manages to find one. Zest not quite able to match. Was forced back. We'll just stay here in market for now. Cloudburst going to expire soon. Has to toss down another. Spike is picked up. And it seems like A is going to be the likely little push here for them as the trackers get let loose.
Yeah, I love using the Seekers here. Really want to make sure you know what the heck NUTURN is doing.
Trackers.
Same thing.
Time to mix them up. We only just recently started to see Sky, all right?
I knew what you meant.
I know.
You can use different words for the same thing.
Mostly talking to myself. Stacks. Great little headshot there. Does manage to find a Lao, but Lakia in position to go ahead, try to trade it back. And so is RP. Playing from Wine. Showstopper ready. Jumps forward, jumps across, looks for a little bit of additional vision. Spots one at the end, and the shot is going to be good. So he just does fall. Paint shells lobbed over to the side, where Solo is trying to inch his way through the door. Does manage to do so, fakes the plant, but knows that he is not going to be able to get this down in time. Just looking and playing for kills, looking to get some guns out of the hands of the Vision Strikers. Pushing the corner, that'll be the finish.
That's a really good spray by King. Pre-fires around that corner 2 times to make sure. It's really nicely done. You know, he knows where Solo is. They know where Solo is the whole time. That's why you're able to bounce those paint shells around the corner after you finish that guy out of hell. You know where the last one is for sure. Vision Strikers has a great read on it. It's a great Seeker's timing. It just, you don't know after that Cloudburst comes down into mid what exactly they're doing. So the Seekers let you know that they're thinking about A, you can get your defenses set up, and then RB's in a great spot, and everything just goes very, very well there for the Vision Strikers, and now it's eco o'clock.
Boombot spots that there's one out here. A main Hawk not going to get the blind on to allow. A couple of these follow-up paint shells, though, will manage to tap him down to 90. Gets rid of the majority of that shielding. He's playing forward, still on the corner, but RB is ready for it. Throws out a satchel just in case somebody else was going to be counter-pushing, but Allow was playing solo. Those blast packs were used, so it was without that additional utility in case it comes up later on, but
yeah, and they throw a guiding light around the corner. Nobody home for that one. Nobody else from NUTURN was hanging out over in the A main area there. But now they're starting to push through mid. Finally, starting to see if they can force the issue here. But an alarm bot going to reveal that they're thinking about it. And look at this. They even shut the door on him. Just trying to really pin him in here. Already trying to push through towards the tree area is Stacks, just in case somebody's coming out. Last two, though. They're kind of in a really unusual spot now, our NUTURN.
Yeah, well, that's spotting them. Nice shot from Lakia. Does find one. RB back over at main. Gets rid of Perry. Saw him, right at that last second. Just swarm out, 3 members strong now. With not much time remaining, Stacks comes in from mid, throws out the Hawk, sees that he's got the blind. Lakia falls. That spike down in mid. Suggest is left to his own devices here. As a jiggle peeking just comes out from RB, playing games with the enemy breach. Gets the headshot in the end for 3 kills on the round. Vision Strikers looking damn strong so far on this defense, as we might anticipate. 5-2.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Vision Strikers is so darn smart. The alarm bot is there so they can close the door. And then just, there's only 2 directions that you can go. If you're NUTURN, you have to either go towards attacker spawn or go back into the fountain. And what's really interesting about this is Stacks takes his time before he gets into boiler and gets a huge double at the end of it. I was kind of watching him see him come through. Great guiding light. There we go. You got me screwed up with the Bast pack.
If I can't say words properly, neither can you. We're in this together.
True. We're going down on this ship together.
We're either both really good or we're both trash at commentary. It's just how it works. After shock, clear the angle, not really going to displace anything. RB already comfortably back behind the brick stack.
Nice.
A little too much alliteration there.
I know, alliteration's the worst, dude.
Almost stumbled that one.
Well, the Owl Drone and the Trailblazer are going to trade spots, and looks like we're setting up potentially for a push into A. The blind being charged. There's some utility being thrown around short A, around the tree. There you go.
Blind's coming through. Hunter's Fury clearing out Heaven, checking there, but it's going to be 2 members getting dropped. Perry manages to find Glow, but that might be as good as it gets because now it's Perry all on his lonesome. Inching his way up through Boiler, now into Tree, gets one on a Stacks. RB gets the final, 6-2. 8 rounds gone, 4 more to go in the half. NUTURN need to stem the bleeding, and they need to do it ASAP.
They really, really do. This is just, they're having a tough time figuring out how to break this defense that Stacks and RB have set up. So now you're seeing a new wrinkle in the Vision Striker setup with RB and Stacks changing their agents to Sky and Raze.
It's all 4-0 right now is RB.
It's brutal. He's just going insane. And he's so difficult to displace over on the A side. I mean, again, you have a lot of utility. You've seen it there where he has good paint shells, good use of his blast packs to buy some time. The boom bot's always going to let you know what's going on. He's going to know something's going on in here, and the flash is around the corner, but the smokes are kind of keeping everything at bay, and now he has to back up.
Thought maybe he would realize where exactly that flashpoint had come from and then try to go for a blind spray on to Suggest up top of the box. Doesn't do so. Oh, God, get away!
It's a bomb!
So everybody pulls back. Another blind around the corner, just buying further time. Drone comes out, and the quick peek coming through from Allow. They don't manage to get the punish here onto RB, but they finally will. Now pushing through, Stacks taken out. Bladestorm at the ready. Zest has found one so far as Lakia does get eliminated. Unfold forward, just looking to spot as best as they can. Spike planted. Is this the round now for NUTURN to get a win on the board? Allow coming out a window, manages to find Glow, but Zest is there. There's the crossfire to finish him off. 2v3, low HP bars here for Suggest. Lockdown does get used.
Other lockdown. Yep, I was going to say, Solo has his lockdown, so he can just counter this.
Yep, delays, but here's Zest with the Hunter's Fury. Finish off one detainee here for King, pressing forward, gets the snap on headshot. But are they going to be prepared for Suggest up in Heaven? The spike is not really planted advantageously for him. He's interrupted, but he just cannot do so, cannot get there in time. There is the finish. Zest gets him up over top of the box for 3 on the round, 7-2.
I mean, this is just so much good counterplay from both these teams. There's so much to dissect in that round. At the beginning of it, it's just good patience here from NUTURN to wait out a lot of the utility from RB and Stacks. It's basically down to the last flash from Stacks when they're able to push through that door. Then they don't suffer any losses themselves. It's a good peek around the corner by Allow. Gives himself that Bladestorm, finds another. But then there is the lockdown for King, and then they're like, well, we have lockdown too, but then there's Hunter Fury, so there's just like counter after counter for both of these teams.
Stacking them up on top of each other. Spraying through, they got the spot onto RB. Good tailwind in for Allow to find the opening kill. It's going to be a hard hit here onto the A site. Spike now being brought through main. So Allow looks to keep them all contained in Heaven. That's going to be the Seekers. Coming out, Allow sprays, manages to find one. Tailwinds over to the side. The aftershock from Suggest takes out Stacks, and that is a flawless round. Very swiftly executed with the spike plant for the cherry on top. A 3rd round acquired by NUTURN.
Okay, finally. It is a great push, just fast and aggressive. I like the change of pace. Before they've been really patient. I mean, even in that last round when they waited out a lot of the utility from RB and Stacks, this time they just punch them. They knew they had to change their fortunes. They knew they had to get something else going. I really like that round from NUTURN. 7-3. That was 7 rounds in a row there, by the way, for Vision Strikers. And again, yeah, RB 12-6 is just having...
RB, he's got the showstopper. He pushes forward, spots one. It'll just be his life traded out.
What a shot by Lakia, though.
Yeah, good. I thought maybe it was just going to be RB taking himself out.
Yeah, his flick on there. It's crazy good.
One does get spotted.
They saw the... it has the spike, too, so...
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting now. Vision Strikers assume they're going to re-rotate. It looks like NUTURN is thinking about trying to go all the way through the tree window up to Heaven.
Perry waiting, throws the paranoia, does hit Glow. The dash forward is there from Allow, manages to find one, but Stacks does manage to take out 2. Holding the counter angle now with Allow dropping. It seems like Vision Strikers, the pendulum will swing right back into their favor. Stacks with 3, 8-3. very much in the lead, looking to pick up a 9th as we go into the last round of the half.
I mean, I like the idea, but you gotta know where Stax is, and you gotta deal with him. Either get him backed off by flashing him or fault lining him or something to get him out of the way. If you're gonna make that move to try to get that deep in the paint like that, because when you're cutting across, Stax just tears you apart. I mean, you know, I know you get in there pretty deep, but look at that. Behind all of that push, Stax finds 2. Finishes it off with a 3rd. You gotta know where he is. You know he's been hanging out around A tree, the front of A lobby, or excuse me, A main, the whole time, the whole game.
Well, last round of the half, NUTURN very desperately need to get this 4th round on the board and then have such an utterly dominant defense. Trailblazer will spot 1, Loud taking a bit of damage, applying that vulnerability to him. Glow playing forward here at Boiler. TP's across, Stax is there for the crossfire to make sure that they do not push in to try to get the punish.
God, they're so good at backing each other up.
Hawk going out around the corner here into A main. That's going to force the position of Solo. Back over towards Shalana, but Lakia lurking in wine catches them both off guard. They didn't even think to clear the cubby.
It's a rare mistake by RB and Stax to not check that angle. They usually don't do, you know, don't kind of forget to check stuff like that, but in the heat of the moment, with how well things are going, and this time around, they're not there, and that could prove to cost the round indeed. 2 are falling for Vision Strikers. King, has he got an ace inside of him? That's a huge task to ask for any player.
They are all stacked up. Looking at this. Gets the lineup onto 1. Gets the headshot. A celebratory Hunter's Fury as they close out the round. But man, a very one-sided round here, for one-sided half for the side of Vision Strikers, but we've been seeing that trend with defense here on Ascent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the end of the world for NUTURN. I mean, they did win the pistol and the anti-eco round, so that's pretty decent. A couple others in there. It's not bad. You of course like to do better no matter, you know, you never want to lose a half, but
I mean,
for what it is on Ascent, this is not the end of the world for them.
It certainly is not.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about how hard they were able to run it back the first time that they squared off against each other on Ascent. It was Vision Strikers with a pretty massive lead going into that second half. They started bringing it back. We said, oh my God, could they actually do this? They forced it into overtime and then did lose from there. But they had one hell of a deep run to force that OT in the first place. So maybe NUTURN can do that again for us. The first step is going to be winning this pistol round. Then from there, get that anti-eco coming through and look to continue to take steps forward. But if Vision Strikers wins pistol round, it all starts looking a bit sideways here for NUTURN.
Yeah, that was Challengers 1 Ascent. That one was,
yes.
During the round of 32 when somehow these 2 teams end up in the same group.
It was glorious.
In the open qualifiers.
We rolled the dice and got that matchup.
That was actually insane.
Now we get it here for the very beginning. So it was a nice little, you know, precursor to the main event now that we are here in Masters. Let's see if history will repeat itself, if these guys can take it the distance, if NUTURN can run it back as they get ready to shift sides to the defense.
I think this is going to be quite interesting because I will say for NUTURN, it's not much more difficult, but it's ever so slightly, I think, for them on the defender side because they don't have a raise, they don't have what else could really plug up a hole like a raise can. A Viper even can actually cause a lot of problems in some of these tight enclosed areas on both of the spike sides of the map even. But something like that, NUTURN. Ooh, that's a great flash. King steps up, gets 1.
Yeah, that's already not a great look. They do manage to counter push here, find Stax. Suggest spraying down here on the ground. Lakia holding forward in the smoke, will get 1. Meanwhile, Suggest off screen comes up with 2, and it's just gonna be Glow all on his lonesome. Hugs into the cubby, Paranoia. The dark cover, rather, goes crashing over to the side. Wants to recover this spike. Gets the headshot onto Solo. Push out of the smoke, however. Suggest will spray, finds 3. That is the very crucial pistol round going the way of NUTURN.
Yep. That's even bigger for them on this defender side, of course, not only because the score, but just in general, you don't want to let Vision Strikers get off to that start that you did on the attacker's side. And just got to take another quick pause here, having a few technical issues.
Yeah, it looks like we'll just go ahead. Take a little breather after the pistol round, get things squared away, and then Okay, and then we'll be able to move back forward. Just got word from production that it's a microphone issue here from RP, so nothing to do with the actual gameplay. But obviously, in a tactical shooter, you kind of need to communicate. You need to be able to let each other know what is going on at any given time.
Yes.
So we'll just go ahead and get his headset situated. Get the double check. I know that some people probably curious as to, the headsets that they're using, why there's also earbuds in there. Earbuds are going to be the things that they're using primarily for calming and being able to listen to the gameplay and whatnot. But those headsets are soundproof, so you cannot hear, opponents and whatnot. And typically, you'll run a little bit of white noise in the background to add a little bit of a further layer to really enhance the soundproofing.
Yeah, exactly. Just really want to make sure that neither team is able to hear each other or anything else in the studio that's going on, potentially. There's a lot of production and other things that could cause distraction, that could make you think you hear something in-game when you don't.
Yeah.
Things like that. So those all have to be functioning 100% for competitive integrity. And, yeah, so, again, big pistol round win for NUTURN. Now another big anti-eco for them to get this to 8-6. And again, after those 2 rounds, all of a sudden that 8-4 doesn't seem like such a big deal.
No, it does not. Lockheed just holding onto that arrow. Don't think he let it fly, so still will have majority of his utility, as we'll have a creep up short through Boiler. Is being watched right now by Suggest. Goes in hand. Looks over to the side of the Trailblazer. Checks Wine, but doesn't have enough time left to make it into being made. Lau playing forward, manages to find 3, cannot get the 4th, but still took low damn low. Stacks as well, 40 HP. Pushing forward, Perry with the frenzy finds the finish. It's looking like a very quick little, oh man, great shot from Suggest to go ahead and get that quick finish. 6-8, NUTURN winning out these first 2 rounds in the second half, but now the question that does get popped up every single time is Vision Strikers with rifles in hand, do they win this round?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about it all the time. This 3rd round, so darn important. Probably the most important in just about any half. A lot of times you'll see teams win this 3rd round and just kind of, put their foot down and take over the half. So for Vision Strikers, of course, if they lose this one, they're going to have to eco again. And then it's likely to be 8-8. There you go. Allow steps up, gets Glow.
Now has the Blade Storm. Chucks 1, doesn't get the hit. Just goes ahead, blocks it off, picks up the gun. And that is such a strong start. Fantastically done here from Allow.
Right into B lobby. Vision Strikers was not ready for that Glow. Just no chance to respond. And Allow has the Blade Storm as well. Lakia gonna just be seeing if anybody else is trying to push through into the lobby, hanging out in the main, doing a little jiggle peeking. And just gonna wait and see. Could be him squaring off against his counterpart, Zest.
Okay, holding it down, doesn't get the tap. Doesn't get any damage through either with the shock dart. Drone will move forward, gets the hit here onto Lakia. So they will just finish that off and respond with an owl of their own. Slow creep now moving over towards A. They get themselves onto Boiler. RB playing outside of main. Nanoswarm set up on either approach here, so need to be careful. There's the Nanoswarm. We'll cut them off for the time being. Fault line as well. Does get the clip onto King. As they play back. Dark cover comes through. Cuts off that axis. The Aftershock chucked in. By Suggest looking for some damage. Won't be able to find too much. Push up here onto Heaven. Perry takes a tap. They re-peek. As Perry finds one, Suggest finds another. Now Lakia coming up with a kill. It's just RB all on his lonesome. Tries to get the transfer spray. Cannot do so. Or at least not fast enough, as Lakia will be the last one standing. Did get solo in the end there, so a good attempt by RB, but just outgunned, outnumbered. NUTURN continue to advance forward.
I mean, this is just, it's a bloodbath. I mean, with only Lakia left standing, everybody just trading. It's a good job by Vision Strikers to get pretty deep into the A area, into the back lines there, but at the end of the day, doesn't fool them enough. And it's looking really good. Really good for NUTURN right now. This is potentially going to be 8-8. I mean, if Vision Strikers can get a thrifty here, that could just kind of turn everything around. Maybe it'll tilt NUTURN, and it could be the series right there, but we'll see.
Pressure certainly on. Alarm bot spotted solo. Throwing down the Nano Swarm. They don't clear it, but He won't be able to hit anyone with it. Shock Dart up over the top, getting a bit of damage in. As the Seekers do come through, Solo retreating over onto the site, barely manages to break that one down. Vision Strikers make their way forward, but Solo is there. Cuts out one, cuts out two, tries to spray through. Glow with a headshot, will manage to finish him off. But there you go, that is the finish. Another swift little round coming through as all the Vision Strikers lying dead on the floor.
I believe we're tied 8-8 now. And that is a huge start to this half for NUTURN. They are really setting the tempo. Vision Strikers, this is it.
Yep.
I mean, this round has to go, or else it's probably another 2 in the bag of NUTURN. This one, so important. You use the Seekers on that as well. Not that it really mattered too much. Those are, those are kind of a dime a dozen, and they don't get you. They're pretty nice, but they're not like a super powerful ult compared to some.
Yeah. Flashpoint out. Not going to be spotting too much. 8-8, like you said, pretty much all in here for Vision Strikers. Need to win out on this round. Just taking a quick little tap there. They're looking to push forward, trying to find Zest. They will force his position back over towards attacker spawn. As the drone moves up into B lobby, won't get too much information. King pressing forward now, up into B, which is otherwise relatively unoccupied. Sees the Shock Dart coming through, will be a trade 1-for-1. Glow going down, Solo, not going to be matched. Nano Swarm lobbed up there into the market entrance, Spike getting planted. Vision Strikers, can they close this out? 4v4 for the defense would suggest down to 37 HP. Only has an Aftershock left. Trailblazer jumping forward. The lockdown going to be used. King looking to keep them zoned back. Retreats back over into the smoke, but it seemed like he wasn't quite aware that Lakia had pushed forward. Stax has managed to get that punish. Zest now creeping up the side. Look at the final kill. And that will be Vision Strikers finally able to capitalize on their guns. Not going to be taking another step backward, but still, NUTURN are hot on their heels. Just one round behind.
Woo! It's a nice entry there for the Vision Strikers. They get into B relatively free. It's just good smokes as always on market and on alley, and then you're pretty much in there. Yeah, Solo does step up and trades out, but that doesn't really change a whole lot. You still keep one in B main, still set up the exact same crossfires. Yeah. Then Stax is of course just an absolute nutter, so he's gonna get 3 in there. And now Vision Strikers back in the lead. Can they maintain it? Can they secure the win? Take the 2-1. Do have that Odin again. Korean teams really like to break through those walls.
He's so far forward, manages to spot one. The paranoia is there. Manages to get both of them. Transfers over to Solo. 8 HP remaining. Can he get some heals from Stax? And we'll have to wait and see here. Lakia with the Odin manages to find Glow. Spotted out by that recon dart. They should know that he's going to be sitting in Boathouse. RP pressing forward, lets the rocket fly. That's going to be the finish. 3 rounds. 3 kills on the round so far for RB. See if he can get any more. Holding forward just around the corner, spots him out, sees the flashes in hand, takes out Suggest. He won't be able to get the ace, but Vision Strikers are starting to run away with it. Now up 2 rounds.
I mean, it's a great set play. The paranoia into market. The follow-up from RB is crazy good. My word. And then from there, it's a cleanup for Vision Strikers. Just absolutely dominant performance on that round. 10-8, taking it back. 3 more. 3 more, and the Vision Strikers are going to be able to give themselves the win and maintain that perfection. 5 for NUTURN. Oh, man.
And this is great. This is so good right now for the side of Vision Strikers. The guns weakened here.
Yes.
For NUTURN, they do have that lockdown available, but this is a counter Hunter's Fury there from Zest. Flashes up, manages to find 2. That's going to force the pullback out of main.
Yeah,
Dart over the top.
When a team's on an eco like that, you expect them to be a little more aggressive. You expect them to want to push up into those positions, so it's good flashes.
Oh, man.
You're going to catch 2 in Boiler, but they don't react to it. So let's see what Glow can do. They might be overstacked. They got to be real careful. Good use of these paint shells.
Yeah, paint shells forces one out of position. Suggest giving his life for the repeat here from Allow, but it's not going to lead to anything. Stax manages to find the headshot. Meanwhile, back over here at mid, Solo takes out 2, still going to be alive and relatively healthy. Now it's a 2v3. with a gun disadvantage. They can recover some of these rifles from the dead Vision Strikers members. Maybe they can make this happen, but as I say that, Solo will get dropped by King, and it all comes down to Perry. Omen all on his lonesome here in mid with a Sheriff and a Dream. That's all he's got. Has to take out the Sentry, so they know exactly where he's playing from. Phantom now in hand. Should just pull back away,
he has
try to catch somebody on the exit, and otherwise hold on to the gun.
Yeah, he needs to keep this gun. They can't afford, like you mentioned, economically at a huge disadvantage.
He's creeping forward, wants to see if somebody's going to be exiting over towards this defender's side, but Vision Strikers playing together out around a main. Will not be taking the bait. We're going to be broken. Perry moving forward, looking to see if there's anything that can be done at all, but does die to the spike, and I'm a little confused about that.
I'm not too sure. I guess he was really confident he could get an exit frag. I mean, if he gets the exit, then maybe it's worth it, but yeah, that one's leaving me scratching.
Hit a Phantom and a Sheriff.
Yep.
That was...
There's a lot of money in his hands.
It's just a casual 3,700 credits.
I don't know. I can't explain that one.
I mean, I guess he figures, you know, we're getting towards the end of the map here. I have enough to buy in the next round and should be
sure,
good from,
but
you know,
there's no
forward.
reason. There's still enough rounds left where the money's.
I agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and it's becoming a little bit difficult.
That's what you get for playing devil's advocate. Well, both Hunter's Furies are up, and yeah, Solo's still sitting on that lockdown. And yeah, it is buy time for both teams. Vision Strikers is starting to sit on some pretty decent cash underneath their belts, and Drone for Zest. He's gonna see that cloud burst and know that the jet's over there. And they're rotating towards A. The pings are down, but they got to be careful. I'd like to see them get a little more information before they make this move, because it is a pretty decent defensive setup.
Yeah, I mean, 3 members going to be stacked over onto this side. None of the ults available for NUTURN are over on this side of the map, though. Glow, chucking out the dark covers, Paranoia through. RB leaps his way in. Going to be a bit of a short hop, and as he turns around, Suggest just takes him down. Manages to find 3 with the hell set up here with the Vandal at range. A 4th kill for Suggest. Does he find an ace to try and save NUTURN's lives? It looks like he's hungry for it. Fault line ready to go. Takes the shot. Can't quite line it up, and Solo will be the one to get the kill here on the King. Flawless for NUTURN. Still down by 2, but man, huge plays coming out of NUTURN to win the round and keep it close.
I mean, Suggest is absolutely filthy there. But again, this is kind of one of those rounds from Vision Strikers that left me scratching my head a little bit. There's no information on what's going on in there. RB's entry is fumbled.
He botched it,
He botched it. This is what I was talking about. He just isn't as clean on his blast packs as he needs to be yet. He's very good. He's great on the defender side. But his entry ability is just a little bit lacking, and you can see there. You can see why. You got to be able to get deeper in the paint as that raise to really, cause the guns of your opponent to spin in opposite directions, to cause confusion, to open the door for your team. And once you're stopped up, there's nothing else that can jump in there and cover ground as fast as you can.
Utility set up here over at B main. Nanoswarm and the alarm bot thrown down just in case somebody wants to move forward. Everybody else is going to be creeping up through mid at the moment, though. Zest starting to make his way down. Market. Could clear this out. Dark cover comes down. Recon bolt up over the top. Will get cleared. Now it's going to do the rush here over onto the B site. King makes his way through. Finds Lakia. Sentry finished off. Solo, can he hold it down? Looks for one, manages to get rid of Glow, but he's low HP. Decides to play it up close. King finds Allow. There's the drop down coming through. Solo gets one, but RB finds him. Zest laying down the dart as it's Perry all on his lonesome, and they know exactly where he's at. Spike will get planted. Vision Strikers looking to seal the deal on this 12th round victory for themselves. At least guarantee overtime. Really put the pressure on the NUTURN.
Perry's just chasing. He really wants to see if he can catch Zest on the outgo, and Not yet. He's actually going to go for it on this. He kind of needs to now. With the score at what it is, he's got to go for it. He needs to try to not allow that 12th round, not allow it to be match point. Zest around the corner. He's going to win that. Good headshot. Can he find another? There's 2 in both.
It's running out of time, though. Dark cover does come out. Spike is planted right on the edge of it. Gets the spray down, finds Stacks, but needs to now stick in onto this bomb. The jump out comes through. RB gets the finish. He'll give the celebratory paint shells up into the air. He knows that he is a goner. The Vision Strikers are now just 1 map away from closing this out over NUTURN 2-1. NUTURN, can they run it back 3 in a row to take us to OT?
Yeah, it's a great attempt by Perry, a necessary attempt. Before, yeah, he probably should have saved. This round, no point. You can't let this go to match point. You might as well just go for it. You are going to spend a lot of money in this next round. From here on out, you got to win. So it doesn't. The economy no longer matters to them. They have to just go for it. So 100%, this one makes sense for Perry.
5 ults on the
almost
board.
does it. Yeah.
I thought maybe Allow was going to be going for another cheeky blade storm out into B lobby. Does not happen. Just wants to hold back at mid arch. It seems with the operator, but given the dark cover, pulls back away from it.
It's a really nice push through market. 5 Vision Strikers in that last round too.
Okay, so Operator will get swapped off here as Allow grabs the Phantom. Lakia took quite a bit of damage there at the beginning, so down to 45 HP. Right now is that Sova. Drone up top. Doesn't really spot too much. Glow. Uh-oh. Just gotten into that position. Hunter's Fury thrown in. Cannot get the hits. Nice little happy feet there from Glow. Keeps himself out of harm's way. Dart finished off there in mid. Sentry just taking some pot shots at the members well into the back towards their own spawn.
Oh, that's a fantastic turret spot. You're able to see deep into pizza there.
Yeah. Huge amount of vision. All of the kit right now for the Killjoy set up right at B main, but seems like maybe Stacks is going to be the only one going out that way. Blind invested. Dark cover thrown down, cutting up this CT vision, making them think that this is going to be a through market hit, but instead it's going to be a switch up. They make their way over onto A. The showstopper from RB manages to find Perry. The clock running down, but Suggest has dropped. They need to delay this. There's no way to do it. The spike will get planted with 7 seconds remaining. Blade Storm rather out from Allow. Let's see what he can do. It needs to be big. The lockdown's coming through from either side. Hunter's Fury chuck out. Zest looking to clear it. Will manage to do so. Even gets a tag on the back end. RB finds Allow. It gets absolutely nothing. It's just solo, all on his lonesome against the world. The spike's still ticking down, and 5 members of Vision Strikers to try to get through. Stacks comes in from behind. A flawless round to close out an amazing series between these 2 squads. But Vision Strikers, their record will live on. They have still not dropped a single best of set to date. It will not happen here, but NUTURN, they pushed them pretty damn close to the brink.
It's a great adjustment. That last round, that successful push through